tonight, but this is going to be one absolute blockbuster final between the two best players here this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, I've got Coos Pimples now. It's going to be the number 12 seed against the number 3 seed, and it's really hard to really split these two. I know there's a difference in seedings, etc., but there's not a lot between these two, is there?
There isn't, but you know, looking at the stats there, you know, it looks like Simon's had the easier route, if you want to call it that, although he had a massive scare against Curtis Lee, 2-0 down, but showed tremendous resolve to come back and win that 3-2. But look at those frame win percentages. I mean, there is quite a difference in the two stats there. Is that going to be a key by the end, you know, in the next 2 to 3 hours? Well, only time will tell. And Clint as well, he's had some real scares. You know, 2-3-2s. He was 2-0 down against Dan Wiley, and again showed great character. So already in this tournament, both these players have showed their fighting resolve.
Yeah, and both these players have been with us for quite a few years now, and they've won a lot of titles between now. I know that some of these are only from 2016. I mean, Simon had won a few more titles before 2016. I think he's up to about 8 IPA titles. You know, where Clint, so he's quite evenly matched in the titles situation.
Yeah, I think it is, and you know, I think the biggest factor is both of these players have lost in a previous World Final. One of them is going to break that duck tonight, and one of them is going to have the unfortunate record of having 2 losing finals on their CV. Unfortunately, that's sport and the downside. But you know, we're all pool fans, and you know, I for one cannot wait for this final to start.
Well, that is exactly right, and as you said, Kevin, one of these two has got to break that duck. One of them's going to be a runner-up, but there's also going to be one of them a newly crowned world champion. Right, everybody is definitely ready for this one. I know it's gone absolutely deadly silent here in Coventry, so let's get over to the commentary booth with Dan Davey and Andy Richardson.
Welcome. What a final. Myself, Dan Davey, joined by Andy Richardson. Andy?
Yeah, it's an honour to be in the comms box with you tonight, Dan. If I wasn't here, I'd be in the audience, I can assure you.
First thing I'm going to ask you, you've played on some big stages before. Those younger viewers may not know, but you played Moscone Cup alongside Steve Davis, Jimmy White. 25 years ago now? Roughly?
1996, yes.
Yeah.
Longer, isn't it? It's longer.
What are the players feeling like now, or are they just happy that that they've started, or how have they been the last sort of half an hour?
I mean, obviously the nerves start to kick in, but you need to be nervous to perform, don't you? Once the game starts, you're totally focused. It's just the apprehension, it's the preparation, it's the crowd settling down. You know, you've got the walk on. But once things kick off, you tend to focus.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the worst thing is kind of waiting. It's the waiting about, and especially when it's just you just want to fast forward half an hour, don't you?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
You know, I've never been to a world final, but I've played in a few big games or whatever. But you just want to get started and settled. You want to get that first frame on the board, and kind of get into it. You don't feel like you've settled until you've won your first frame. Well, it's Clint that's got first chance.
So, good pot there. Take the long red. Red at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, not quite sure what his plan is. I don't think he's 100% sure either. Don't know if he meant to play that a bit harder and get down towards the baulk line to maybe play the red on the top cushion.
Yeah, I can only think that was what he was doing. And that was a nice touch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just
nice
nudge
touch.
that red out.
Yeah, so if the red at the top of the table does go and he can get on it, although that's a lot easier said than done. I think the expression on his face shows that. But just having a look over towards the shot clock, he's now used his extension, so decision time. Are you going for it, or are you holding back a little bit? It's hard to see. You could cover this pocket just here and let Simon go for it, but that's not his nature.
It's not gone to plan.
No, slightly wrong. Either wanted to cannon that full ball to give himself the chance off of this red on the left to go up table, or he wanted to miss it altogether and get on that red at the top of the table, but running into trouble now. Yeah, that's about all he could do, but you'd have to say now it's advantage Simon Ward in this frame.
Yeah, most definitely. Not facing an easy first visit at the table, but he'll be glad to be back, no doubt.
Yeah, plenty of places that you can leave the cue ball where it's difficult for Clint, but he's not going to be able to snooker him. He's always going to leave him some sort of shot, whether it be a double now maybe. It's always hard to play a great safety there.
He's going to try and sit on the back of the red.
It's a good shot. I think he's got the snooker.
So it's a very cagey start to this final.
Reminds me a little bit of how Simon finished off his semi-final. Had a bit of a tippy-tappy frame and made a couple of decisions that maybe in his younger years he might have been a bit more aggressive, but bought his time and it paid off. Great match earlier against Tom Barley.
As we all know, it's so important to try and take your first frame. I'm with you, you don't feel you're in the final or in a match until you take your first.
No.
But there's a lot of work to do here for both colour sets.
Extension, please.
Believe it or not, you don't get many of these frames at all at this level, where there's a bit of cat and mouse, a little bit of wanting your opponent to maybe go game before you do, making sure they haven't got an easy starter, whilst you see there Simon's just broke out those two balls that were wedged together. But it was crucial that he got the white touching that red, which it almost is. Clint again, never going to be able to snooker him or anything like that, just trying to make it difficult. Done a pretty good job.
What does he do here, Dan? Does he play the plan?
Well,
Well, he has
looks
done.
like he has.
That's a great shot.
He sort of played it in a way that maybe he wasn't leaving a lot on it. I don't know if the red goes past the black, but it wasn't really an obvious safety he could play, and all his balls are now in the open, so it did kind of feel that if you get that plant, then frame's on. Just a little question mark as to whether the yellow goes at the very, very top of the table that's close to the red. We're about to find out.
We think it does do, but well, I think it does do anyway. But we will soon see. Yeah,
Yeah, it must do. You
Must
can't see from the overhead camera that we get in the commentary box. You can't see whether that's touching or not, or if there's a gap. But here we go. Simon's in first. You see there, he's just planning out, mapping out, almost visualising the shot with his cue pointing to the line that he wants to come down. Is he on that line? He is.
initially looked like he was going 2 rails there, didn't he? Decided to just punch straight up.
I think he was down on the shot and he just changed his mind. Sometimes can catch you out, but I liked his interview. He's a very confident character anyway. Actually, sort of keeps himself to himself. You know, confident without being in the slightest bit gobby. for want
No,
of
I
a better
get you.
word.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Agree
mean? But
with
he
that.
really does believe in himself, and it was. I knew this anyway because I've spoken to him, but he's been playing a lot more in the lead up to this tournament than he has done in sort of recent events. He's a serial winner on the IPA. You saw that the stats came up there, and he's won 2 titles since 2016, but he's won 8 in total. So he's just kind of, other things are taking priority in life the last few years, but he's back with a bang. First frame.
Looking very confident.
Yeah, looks calm. He feels settled now. Clint's doesn't live too far away at all. About half an hour, 40 minutes away from here, so you can't really see them at the front, but there's quite a few people gathered at the side of the arena. All Clint fans, friends, family. He's definitely going to have a lot more support here than Simon, who's probably a good 3 or 4 hours drive away.
So, Clint to break. He's breaking from the centre. Let's see how he goes on.
Good hit. Has he made one in the middle? No. Well, it's dry. Hasn't left anything easy though. He can cut a yellow into the corner pocket that he's one of the yellows that he's closest to. Wouldn't be impossible to pot a red, but it'd be very difficult. I think yellows are the better suit of the two. But a horrible table really. No easy opener because he's right up against the cushion as well. He wouldn't mind playing this thin cut back yellow if he could maybe dig into the white a little bit and control it, but white could be going anywhere. Not a bad leave from Clint.
So he's taking the cut.
Yeah, very good shot. That could have been a lot kinder. Could have come out an awful lot better.
Yeah, he's landed in no man's land, hasn't he, there?
Yeah, obviously players only get a 30-second. He's going for the ultra thin cut, in or over. I think he was going cushion red and then to make the yellow. But he's missed it, and he's actually left Clint in a really handy position here. He can. His biggest problem is the red's getting covered by the yellow, but I think he can play the red off of the yellow. Just sort of quarter ball fairly softly, open the pocket up, and then they're all there really. Trying to map his route out now, trying to figure out which way he's going to go about it, what ball he's going to leave till last. He was taught as a kid to work backwards from the black. Try and figure out the easiest route possible every frame's like a little mini puzzle.
Played it well. That first shot he played, when he played the ball off the yellow, opened this finish up, and it's been clinical.
Yeah, and I think one of the last things that could have gone wrong there was the pace on that shot. He's perfect now, so he's got a choice whether he comes just below this yellow or stays above it. He won't be able to get right behind the black here, but play this with top and running side. That'll be easy enough.
Good reply to level the match at 1 apiece.
There it is. They're both quite similar, mannerisms-wise. They'll kind of like to sit there in get in a little bubble, stare and focus at the table.
Yeah, there's no great show of emotion, is there?
No, you wouldn't know if they were 5-0 up in a match or 5-0 down. They just kind of stay very calm. You will see Clint maybe have a little chat with his mates now and again. Tends to just sit there and try and keep himself relaxed, ready for his next chance.
Frame 3. Take 1 frame off. Simon won't break. Time running.
So, breaking slightly from the left-hand side of the table. Head on. And he
Hammered those. Absolutely hammered them, but I think he's on absolutely nothing. That is harsh. First glance, all I can see is a double on the red.
that is a horrible split.
It's a horrible split. Is he just playing safe? Yeah. Clever shot. Didn't want to push the boat out. I think if he was in an exhibition, he'd have doubled the red that he was closest to into the middle pocket and gone for it, but this is no exhibition. As you probably heard in the build-up, this is both players' second world final, and both players did lose those finals, so we are going to get a new winner tonight.
It's very rare you see this kind of exchange with this rule set. Can't be helped.
No.
It's also very rare that you see the ball split like that. Everything pushed over to one side.
Yeah, now and again you see it when people cut break, break second ball down, they gather over one side of the table, but it's rare that you get it with a front ball smash. So what's Simon doing there? Does he want that in? Does he mind?
Is he asking the question?
Over?
Yeah, it's a...
And what does Clint do? He looks a little bit confused. Can't do an awful lot from there. Part of me thought he was maybe coming up towards the middle pocket.
That's what I thought he was going to do, yeah.
And then he could have played the red closest to the middle and cannon the yellow into the cluster. He's left a little chance here for Simon.
Yeah, I think that was an error. Sure, he didn't mean to leave him this.
No, I mean it's not exactly what you call a great chance or a frame winning chance, but he wasn't Didn't want to leave Simon a gap here. What can he come up with?
Try and sit the cue ball behind the two yellows. Yeah, just spin and just pass them, but he could have stuck to the back of them as well. Either way, he hampers.
Yeah, it's a clever shot and a tap of the table from Simon.
On table 14 in the doubles, please. Horan and Brown, Fowler Parker. Horan and Brown, Fowler Parker, table
I just
14,
wanted that to
please.
land, to just run a 3 or 4 inches more to cover this red into the middle pocket. So there's a chance here for Clint, but he's got work to do.
Call for his extension. He can take the ball into the middle. It's just the cue ball. He has a red close to that yellow, bottom of screen. It's awkward. Several balls he could use at some point to gain position. Maybe move the yellow if he had to. But it's this shot here.
Yeah, he wants an angle to play the one into the corner pocket and be able to screw up into the red that's on the right hand side cushion, but he hasn't quite got it. He can leave it himself after playing the one in the middle, but then you're relying quite heavily on landing on the one that you're breaking out, which isn't all that likely.
Yeah, that's not the thing you want, is it? He has no problem moving it, but he needs to land on it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got no choice. You know, you try and avoid playing cannons if you can, and if you do, obviously you want to try and calculate how you're going to play them and best chance, but sometimes you just need to trust to a little bit of luck. He's done that. He's kind of got it, sort of. He's got a shot. He can play this with bottom and right hand side and screw round three cushions.
So he's looking at cutting the red into the middle, and it looks like he's going to try and hit the black to give himself a shot on the red. So, well, he's played the gap. He was looking at tapping the black there.
Yeah,
But that's a good shot.
That's good. I mean, just had to accept he wasn't going to be able to leave himself close to the black. So the natural angle's pretty good. Just needs to focus on controlling the speed and making sure of the pop, really. Doesn't want to be hampered queuing. He is slightly. I think he can just about strike the centre of the cue ball. It's a good shot.
Plenty of support.
Yeah, lots. I took the words out of my mouth. You can say from the overhead you can't really see, but they're all gathered on the right hand side for Clint, and it's you can hear this place erupt if Clint does win this match today. Quite a few with him. Simon, as ever, just sat there looking calm, waiting for his next chance.
Neither player had the chance yet to start flowing.
No, I'm sure the time will come. A couple of little sort of tippy-tappy starts to the frames, which you can get a whole match and not get that sometimes.
Yeah, as we said, the last break, very rare, certainly from head-on, breaking head-on, that you would get a table like that after the break. So we don't expect too many of those frames.
See Clint dead centre of the table. It's a really good break from Clint Ironson. Really good break. Positions the white. Bang on the spot. Just pulls it back slightly, but in line. Straight down the middle of the table. And most importantly, controls the cue ball as well. So he's not spraying off towards the corner or the middle pockets. Gets a real good clean strike on it, but seems to get that cue ball just tracking straight back down the centre of the table. You can't really do much more than that. The rest of it's in the lap of the gods.
Yeah, noticeable in his last match, the first sort of part of the match, he was striking from head on, but as you say, normally he comes straight back down middle, and he kept tracking towards the top left as you look at the screen. So made a few adjustments, and then he was back to business as usual, breaking like he just did there.
You'll probably help him as well that it's his second match in a row now on this table, so every table plays, this TV table plays a little bit quicker than the outside tables, bit of extra lighting, so they are going to break ever so slightly differently as well. It's pretty much dot to dot for Clint here really. He's going to take the two at the top of the table, and then he's just going to run up the the right hand side of the table towards that right middle pocket. Squeeze up behind the yellow.
Looking at potentially taking, well, has he gone too far? It's close. It's not clear from
It doesn't look happy.
this angle.
No, you see a bit of a grimace there. I mean, he
Oh dear.
doesn't look happy. It looks to me like he can get it though, but he's having to bend it a little bit. Yeah, it's gone wrong. So he's having to bend. He's had to bend it. He's played a good shot just to make the ball, but the positional side of it suffered. So he's left with a really awkward cut into the middle pocket, and also just it's not just about that. He needs to get on the black as well.
Yeah, if he'd have been straight in and he'd just stopped the cue ball, he would have been perfect. But he couldn't hold when you're swerving. This is a great shot. It's a great recovery from where he was.
Yeah, he's not out of the woods yet. This is definitely missable. It's a big shot. This difference between 3-1 and 2 each potentially in this set. Very well recovered. They hurt a little bit more as well. You know, if you're Simon Ward, you sat there, you see the look on Clint's face, you know he's got to properly sort of swerve to make his second last ball. You think you've got a chance, and he still digs it out. You'd rather he just cleared him up normally.
Yeah.
You know, not running out of position. This would be easier to take. But that is the game.
Yeah, he played that well, didn't he? Swerve round, left himself a difficult ball into the middle, but more importantly, navigates the white.
Yeah, 3 cushions.
And that black was no gimme.
Right.
Referee just making sure we've got a tight rack.
Simon's got to think to himself now, you know, it's his break. The amount, I mean, he'd have broken cleared twice in a row, probably thousands of times in his life. You know, so he can easily clear off of these next 2 breaks. He's got to just try and tell himself that he's just a dry break away from winning this set, but that's not gone to plan.
Didn't hit those as planned, did he? He sort of struck across, hit the right-hand side of the head ball, threw across.
Yeah, and he was doing this a little bit in his
Left-hand side, should I say, not right-hand side, but yeah.
He was doing this a little bit in his semi-final as well. Just, I don't know if it's deliberate or not, because other times he was parking the white in the centre of the table. It was causing him a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it's dangerous if he is intending to go across like that. You've always a chance of going twice across, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think the more sort of top and side, or especially side spin, if there's any sort of side and ball, you're probably losing force, aren't you?
I would think
you're probably
so.
not getting as clean a strike.
Are those two yellows a plant?
I think they are. If they're not, they're very easily made, but they look pretty dead set to me. I think the yellow nearest to the black spot is probably the one that's going to cause him the most trouble, and that's why we've seen him play the shot he's just played there. I don't know how well that's worked out. I think the yellow will definitely go into the bottom right corner now. Whether it goes past the other yellow, we're not too sure. Clint will know already. But he's got this one at distance now. You see all the top players, they'll if they've, first thing you're taught is, if you've got a bad area, go into it as early as you possibly can, because you're always going to have other balls to be able to recover the situation if the cannon doesn't come out great. Textbook stuff from Clint. This shot here could be the key to the frame, key to the set. It's going to screw into this red, try and bump it out of the way. Yeah, he looks to have played that really well. That's a great shot from Clint. Didn't hit it too hard. Perfect pace. If he gets this right, which he has, that to me looks like this is going to be for the first set for Clint Johansson. Probably going to hear a hell of a cheer from his fans. It's been a really good start from Clint, hasn't it? He hasn't really, I can't really think of him putting a foot wrong. He's looked really solid. Doesn't look nervous, hasn't looked edgy. Doesn't look like it's a world final, does it?
No.
Just looks like it's another game.
Dream start for Clint.
It's very cool, calm, collected. As the Simon. His nickname is the Boomerang. He was 2-0 down in sets in the quarter-final to Curtis Lee and managed to turn that match around, win 3-2. Clint's been on, well, he's been on the brink 2 or 3 times in this tournament. There was one on stream where he was just one frame away from losing the match 3-1 against Gaz Higgins, which I think was a last 64 match or a last 32 match. Really, really good match to watch. And then he was 2-0 down in sets as well, Clint. So both have been on the brink. Can be a little bit different sometimes. If you've just cruised through the draw and all of a sudden you're put under pressure for the first time in the tournament, it can almost feel a little bit alien. Oh, this doesn't feel right. This is, you know, I'm used to hammering people. I've been, you know, I've come through unscathed, but these have both had a couple of deciding set finishes. They're battle hardened. They're not going to crumble under the pressure. Really good break again, and a great split. Look at the reds.
Yeah, struck them really well. Straight back down the middle of the table. Kicked the yellow in. Red dropped in the other corner. With no clusters. And there's a clear route out here.
Yeah, second time in a row, he's pretty much played the perfect break. Obviously, you trust the luck, but he's hit them as well as he could, and he's controlled the white perfectly. If he carries on doing that, he's going to be so hard to beat because he's such a good all-round player. You had Simon Ward in his pre-match interview. You know, Clint hasn't really got a weakness. He's sort of an 8 or a 9 out of 10 at everything. So that there is no... Like Simon said, I quite like what Simon said. He said, look, well, I know, if anything, that's a good thing because I just know that I have to play well. You know I can't rely on an Achilles heel cropping up because he just hasn't got one. He's so consistent. Does the simple stuff really, really well. Cue ball control's great. Pattern plays brilliant.
Yeah, it's got to be said, he's got the cue ball on the string at the moment. Looks so relaxed out there, don't you think?
Yes, he's very composed. Looks like someone who's very confident in where his game's at. I don't know if that's gone exactly to plan. Is he just going to drop this in and rest into the black, play the red along into the corner? Maybe that was the plan all along.
Long red. Easy position on the black. And he really is in full flow. Great to watch.
Last 3 or 4 frames, Simon's not really been to the table, he's just been frozen out.
Well, there's not a lot he can do about that, is there? Just got to wait, bide his time, take his chances.
Clint giving a little thumbs up to the crowd there. It's hard sometimes. You want to be relaxed. You want to say hello to everybody, all your mates that have come and helped and supported you and whatever, but you need to get that balance right between staying relaxed but staying focused. I can talk from a hell of a lot of experience where you're a little bit too relaxed and you chuck in a silly mistake. Nothing to do with, you know, lack of practice or ability, just pure concentration. And one of the methods, I've read a lot of stuff, one of the methods a lot of people use is always just staying focused on the table when you're not at the table, not gazing around the room. Everybody's different. Well, there we go, and Simon's given that the extra 10%, and you wouldn't want to take a whack off Simon, be it with a cue ball or else. You know, he's a big old guy, and he's put an awful lot behind that, and he's jumped the white off the table.
Yeah, he put his shoulder into that, I think.
He did. The conundrum of the break. I've heard the theory of, if in doubt, hit him harder. And you hear people say it's all about timing.
I'm in the second camp. I believe it's more about timing than the pace.
I agree. Yeah, I think a lot of that depends on the table as well, but I think the quicker the cloth, it is more about timing. Easy to say though, so easy to say, and so hard to execute when you're not making a ball off the break and your opponent is. As well as that as well, Clint's playing great. but he's kind of getting the chances, isn't he? And Simon's not really done an awful lot wrong, is it?
No.
Has he made more mistakes than Clint in this match so far? Possibly not. He's just not getting the chances. He's not getting first chance. Although it's just run a little bit out of position there.
Yeah, it's the first time for several racks that he's not quite landed where he wanted to be.
Yeah,
A little straight on this red. He doesn't want to come too far back.
No. If anything, he's come so far back, he's fairly straight on this one that he's closest to, into the corner. That's an option for him. He can also play the one into the middle, I think. And there's what he's playing. So just about see enough of it.
Yeah, good recovery.
I think again, just he would love that to have run an extra 6 inches. He's dug into that really well. Played that fat into the pocket. Potted it thick.
Punch the cue ball back out for Black into the corner. And this is a very, very dominant performance.
It's perfect, isn't it, so far? It's perfect pull.
Flawless.
I mean, aside from, I think the first frame was a bit scrappy. But in terms of decisions made and bad shots played, he's just freezing Simon out. Simon just isn't getting the chances. It's an exhibition of clinical pull. This is Stephen Ellis there. Simon Ward's, I believe, best man at his wedding. Lost out in the quarterfinals. They go over towards Clint's area. Two 0 up in the second set. Feel like he's cruising now, but a dry break and he can be back at 2 each in no time, and the momentum's completely shifted. Needs to keep his foot on the gas. Unbelievable break again. Such a good break. Again, straight back down the table. He's made a couple of balls. Not the easiest of starters, though.
Yeah, struck them well again. Controls everything that he can do. Times it well. Brings the cue ball straight back. The rest of it, lap of the gods. Wasn't the kindest of splits, as you say, was it?
No, and he's just pulled back a little bit there and kind of said, well, I'll let you conjure something up, Simon, if you want to get your hand on the table, be my guest. He's actually, he's left Simon this into the middle. That's an error from Clint.
It was not intentional, was it? I think
No,
he's missed that.
He's missed it.
And that's just lack of table time, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure he could see enough of the rep. Maybe he could only just see it. Maybe I'm just being a bit too kind.
He would have dearly loved a much easier opportunity to get back to the table, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would, and that I mean, he deliberately played it thin into the pocket to create an angle to come across the table, but he almost missed that first red.
Yeah, he had a couple of options there, didn't he? But he didn't want to be straight.
No, I'm not really 100% sure what he was trying to do there.
I think he wanted to leave an angle for the ball down the rail, didn't he? So he could just punch stun out to leave the red over middle, but he could have played for the middle, couldn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if he's overhit it or underhit it slightly, but
I think it's a bit of over. I think he's maybe overhit it. You reckon?
yeah. Well, either way, he's straight. He's got no angle. He's awkward cueing. He's even looking at potentially just dropping this in and playing cushion first, because the red doesn't go long into the opposite corner pocket, and you just can't cue at it to get it out. He's now looking at playing cushion first. That would create an angle. It's a very good shot. Really good. I think from pitch side, if you want to call it that, the crowd won't really understand what he's just done there.
No, I'm with you.
Really clever shot.
Come on, son, come on.
Yeah, ultra thin, trusted a little bit to luck, and you've got to take that really. A little bit more distance. It's tricky, it's missable, but the way he's playing, you fancy him to get it.
Come on, Clint. Shut up.
Yeah, clever shot that was, Dan.
Here it
Rail
is.
first, as you say. A few people in the crowd there. I don't think they realised quite what he'd done there.
No, he's at the rail a good 6 inches before. It was always going to be close. He was always going to at least hit the jaws, but it was a difficult shot. Very clever shot. A lot of people wouldn't have even thought of that. I say Clint's just an all-rounder. Doesn't have a weakness to his game. Shot selection's definitely not a weakness of his. Seeing shots, vision, it's definitely not a weakness of Clint's.
Frame 4. Simon wants break. Drilling 3 frames to 0. Time running.
It's a break and run you feel here.
Nothing down again. Clint's just handing the table back to Simon. He hasn't left a plant on, has he? If he's left a plant, that's a mistake. Because Simon would probably love to be yellows, to be honest. He'd just be happy to get his hand on the table.
Are those two balls touching?
Well,
You could throw it if it's not quite a plant.
yeah, he keeps on looking at it. He's obviously not sure. He's asked for his extension. It's a long way down for Simon as well. One of the tallest players on the tour. Yeah, he's going for it. It's there.
Yeah.
So, probably call it a minor error from Clint, but is this Simon's chance to get back in the set?
Does he try to get down to this difficult yellow, or the more difficult of yellows?
If
When
he
you-
can, I think he'd love to.
He's going to take one of his difficult balls out early.
He is. I don't think he wanted that in really, but it's in now. But ideally, I'd love to, the yellow that's furthest left, leave that to his last ball, because he can just stun and hold the cue ball there for the black. But he's used his extension now as well.
Yeah, it's the yellow deep in balk that is the problem for him.
Yeah, he's on it now as well. I think he needs to take it now. two options. He can play it with top and left hand side and come down the left hand side of the table, or a little bit of right hand side, come back up towards where it is now.
I think right.
I think a bit of personal preference. Some people prefer playing those, you know, it depends. If you're right, left eye dominant. Some people prefer playing shots different to others. Simon's made easy work of it. Just needs to leave himself straight on this one in the top left corner. Ideally. Even where the cue ball is now will be fine. Be absolutely perfect.
Needs to kick.
Yeah, he's got it away from it, but just a bit nervy, really, if anything, from Simon. He's been frozen out. He's barely had his hand on the table the last half an hour, it feels like. And this one he really just needs to almost drag in. He hasn't got much room to work with. Yeah, that's beautiful. Really well played. There we go, the comeback's on, 3-1. If he takes the set from 3-0 down with Clint in cruise control, it'll really hurt Clint. Really hurt him. I kind of feel like he's free rolling a little bit as well, Simon.
Yeah, he was effectively cold, wasn't he, there coming to the table?
Yeah, and it showed. You know, a couple of the shots where he's just run out of position slightly, especially the one to get to his last yellow. He didn't get into the cue ball at all. Almost snookered himself, but he's got there. He's got a great temperament, Simon. Probably, quite literally one of the best, if not the best, temperament you'll see. Never loses his temper. Always stays very level-headed. Probably the reason, or one of the main reasons, why he gets his nickname the Boomerang. He comes back so often, an uncanny amount of times. He'll come back from quite far behind in matches. He just finds a way to turn them around. People that lose their rag and lose their temper don't tend to do that very often. Great temperament, as does this guy. And is he going to continue with this break where the white just tracks straight back down the middle of the table? He's not. He's not. I don't want to say turning point yet. Someone was always going to say it at some point in the match, but that's a foothold back in for Simon. He's got a free visit. They're not that bad. He can use his first shot quite, you know, in a sort of clever way to develop these, and should find himself 3-2 in this set. It's his break next. It's not unlikely at all, and I am jumping the gun, but it's not unlikely at all that we're going to be 3 each in a few minutes' time. And then it is huge pressure on Clint.
Left himself. Well, he has a straight yellow down the rail.
It'll be middle next, and then you can see quite literally Simon thinking about exactly what he's going to do, how and when, and which order he's going to take these balls in at the bottom of the table. We're going to see him screw all the way back into the top half of the table. Yellow over the middle next, maybe. They'll connect up pretty well after that. Oh, I'd love to have just run a little bit further. 6 inches more and he's basically there, but might need to live a little bit of distance. Might reroute.
Well, he's staying with the yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
Can I hold on the red? Well, he just avoids the red.
Yeah.
And is he straight in?
He wants to be straight in. I think he might have gone a little bit far to be perfect. If he has, he's still should be okay, but it's not perfect. So he's he's fine. Still expect him to get this. It's crucial. This set is far from over. Needs to get this. Needs to put the pressure back on Clint. That's a lovely shot. That's not the shot of someone that's 3-1 down in the second set and is getting dominated. That's a shot of a really confident player. 3-2. Is it game on? Simon makes a ball off the break, clears. All of a sudden, we've got a huge frame.
Two very impressive finishes on the bounce. He was 3-0 down in this set, one set down. Very difficult to play at this level when you're that far behind and not doubt yourself, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't doubt yourself, you might doubt whether or not you're going to get enough chances to actually win, or doubt if your opponent's going to drop their level. So all sorts can go into your head. Just need to put them to the back of your mind. Most importantly, he needs to get a ball off the break. Needs to keep the white on the table.
And he would love a favourable split. The full set.
There we go. He's not going to hit them as hard as last time, surely. It looked like he did. He's made a ball. It's not a bad split, you know.
Yeah, it's a good split, that.
Yeah. There's a few problems on yellows with reds. There's only really one problem, which is the one over on the right-hand side cushion towards the bottom of the table, but no cannons needed. Doesn't need to nudge anything out. We might even see him go over.
I think he go over now.
Go over now, yeah. Bold.
It looks to us as if he has the angle, doesn't it? Just to
Screw across. Just deciding in his mind now, he's already took his extension, composing himself. How close does he try and get to it? He has cued that, an absolute dream. He could not have placed that better with his hand. Didn't want to be too much closer because he'd have been hampered cueing. He's cued that like an absolute dream.
So plays position for the ball nearest the black spot.
He's perfect.
What a comeback this is in this set.
Yeah.
But this is what he had to do.
This is why he's called the boomerang. Never knows when he's beat. Very positive guy.
This is a final of the highest order. It really is. What a standard.
There's no nerves, is there? Let's be honest. They're on fire. Clint's not bothered, he's doing his lips. Most important match, most important frame of the match by a distance now for Clint Ironson, for both. He's been breaking really well until the last one, where he screwed straight off into the corner pocket. Needs to avoid that. Still looks very cool, calm, collected. I wonder if he's inside. needs a ball more than ever.
And cue ball to stay on the table this time. Oh dear.
Well, well, well. Simon Ward, all of not even 10 minutes ago, was 3-0 down in this set, and Clint just looked like everything he was going to touch was going to turn to gold. And since then, he hasn't had a shot. He had that one shot at 3-0 up where he broke, made a ball, and didn't really have much to go at, so he's played safe. Left Simon a plant into the corner pocket, which he's got. Took out a really nice finish. And since then, all he's done is break and watch Simon Ward clear off of his own break. And he could be, he's looking at losing this set now. And that is why, if any buddies there aspiring to be a professional, any young players out there are watching this and want to pick things up, that is why you don't sit there and get down in the dumps. You don't shake your head, you don't look up to the sky. You sit there, stay cool, calm, composed, wait for your next chance, because you never know when the luck is going to turn. You never know when your opponent's going to get a bit of bad luck, or when you're going to start getting a bit of good run off the break, especially in this sets format. He's not out of the woods yet. Okay. A clever shot, I think, but can he get through to the one bottom left? I don't know if he can. If he can't, he's got a very easy yellow into the left middle, but he's losing the cue ball. What's he going to do? He is losing the white. Doesn't need to be hampered queuing. If he plays a cannon, he needs the white to get away. It hasn't.
Could have done with a little more pace there.
It looks like he's just taken a gulp there as well.
This shot is huge.
How's your bottle? How's your bottle? To slow roll that as well. What a shot. Would love to just leave the white where the yellow is now. He's topping it through, needs that to slow up. I think that's just about perfect. Just. Little soft stun now. If he's not nervous, or just a little bit nervous, he should be. Looks like he's done it, Andy. Looks like he's done it from 3-0 down in this set.
One set down, 3-0 down.
3-0 down.
Amazing.
Simplest of blacks to take this one each. Brilliant. So good. So good.
Simon Ward wins the second set, 4 frames.
Simon Ward, absolute granite.
Well, it was the Clint Ianson show, wasn't it? For a long period in this match. But given his chance, Clint played it safe, left a plant, and from that moment onwards, he's not seen the table really, has he? Couple of scratches from the break. But every opportunity that Simon was given, he's taken.
Yeah, and it's almost as if, I mean, they're both just absolute granite. They're just sat there, just no emotion. You know, Clint's going to be gutted. He's going to be so disappointed to not be 2 sets. He was in his mind, he's not human if he's not thinking he's 2 sets up or he's going to be 2-0 up, but he's sitting there, he's not giving anything away. he's experienced enough to know. I think this is a bit where experience comes into it. You know, he's already been in the World Final. You can't expect for everything to go your way. You can't expect for it to be easy. You're going to expect to, you know, be frozen out for 3, 4, 5 frames at a time. It's going to happen. So it's just how you deal with it. Can you deal with it better than the other guy?
Simon Ward, break. Time running.
I was about to say didn't catch them great at all. And then within a second or two, he's made a couple of balls and he's in first.
Yeah, he didn't hit them well, did he?
No, not really. And it's one of the things that can be so painful about the break is you can hit them great all day sometimes and struggle to make a ball. Simon's, by his standards, scuffed those a little bit, made a couple of balls and they've come out okay. He's got a couple of yellows at the top of the table that are going to need a bit of TLC with his white ball.
It's the yellow on the balk cushion, closest to the red on the balk cushion. That's probably the main issue in this
Yeah, it's the biggest
opportunity.
problem. Yeah, how does he get on it? Does he get on it from the yellow in the left middle? Does he get on it from the one just to the right of it? I think a lot of it will depend on what angle he leaves himself next. But that's the key to the frame. I'd love to make it 5 frames in a row. Well, actually, did he screw across to play the yellow and into the top right and break it out? Anyway, it's all about this shot.
That's a brave shot.
It's a really good shot. Would have loved for it to slow it up just a little bit. Half a ball closer to that top cushion would have been perfect, but this is pretty good. This is very good. Again, a little bit thin. A little bit thin. On the ball climb would have been great.
Just composing himself.
Yeah, I think naturally he'd love to play it with a bit of left and go towards that left middle pocket, but obviously just about. He's potted it thick. He caught that near knuckle, which is the reason why he's caught the red. Now he's got a tester of a black. Bit of a deep breath before he's got down. Manages his emotions. Great. No, he hasn't, has he? Oh! Wow, that looked like I was going to go in the middle.
Yeah, I thought it was in for a second.
You think it can't go in from that angle at that pace? It just looked like it was going to drop. 5 in a row, Simon Ward.
Now takes the lead.
The boomerang is boomeranging. I'm reliably informed that's a word as well, which I didn't think it was. Clint looks a little bit concerned, but still calm, focused. What a match this is. What a treat.
Clint desperately needs to get his break working. Give himself the chances. Both players have been relatively faultless amongst the balls. It's just getting the opportunities.
Yeah, so often these big games are won and lost on the break. Although as much as you hear it, it's unbelievably rare that you don't have enough chances to win, especially over this distance. Alright, Clint, how's your break looking? You gonna stay away from that corner pocket? Just fairly straight up the table. He's made a ball. That's pretty good.
Well, the fact that he didn't come back down the middle of the table afforded him that ball in the corner, because it went in off the cue ball near the corner. And he will be relieved to see that ball drop, I'm sure. This is the first real chance he's had in quite some time.
Yeah, and we're going to see just what makes Clint so hard to beat. Almost perfect temperament. Key to this frame is going to be getting on the red on the right hand side. How and when you could get to it from the red in the middle of the table. You need to be straight on that ball though. I think he tries to, if he's got the angle, he tries to get on the one dead straight now, into the left middle, into the right middle pocket. Get as close as he possibly can to this red on the right hand side cushion. Again, he'd have planned backwards from the black, so he'll know that he wants to take the red top right corner as his last red. The perfect one to get to that's the one in the bottom left. Doesn't want to be on the cushion, doesn't want to be hampered queuing. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's fine there. Just needs to cue this. Takes it into the corner. Red over the other corner. And this has been his first chance for a long period in this match.
Yeah, like to get the white ball at least in the top half of the table. Doesn't want to leave too much distance.
Yeah, I think it's more about the line, Dan. He just wants to be the right line.
Yeah, you are right, and that's just about perfect. Looks like he's going to play this with a tracer right hand side, though, just to straighten the angle. But no problem at all for Clint. He's broke the rut. 5 in a row from Simon. Now Clint's back on the board.
What a standard. Drama. He was so far ahead at one point, Clint. You couldn't imagine that it wouldn't be 2 sets in front.
Yeah, now he's hanging in there in the third set. 1 apiece.
Expressionless is Simon. Concentrating on the job in hand. As he said in his pre-match interview, he's not concerned with Clint and Clint's game and his weaknesses. As he alluded to, he doesn't believe he has any. If he's going to win this final, he needs to fire. And fire he has when he's had the opportunities. More of the same.
Yeah, all he needs to do is worry about himself. Well. I mean, that's nasty. Look how easy he's that. Look, there's a couple of yellows that are together, but he's got the perfect ball. He can screw straight into those now, Clint. These yellows couldn't be much easier. Couldn't be much easier, as long as it doesn't stick or glue to anything, but it's so hard to see that happening. There you go. Could have come out a little bit better, but again, he's got such a big pocket, this top right corner. Just doesn't want this yellow that he's about to cannon to... Oh no, no need. Getting ahead of myself.
Away from the cushion, preferably. to drop this yellow in. Got a great angle.
Yeah, perfect. Just wants to bring the cue ball at the centre of the table. Dead centre of the table would be ideal. A little bit under is no problem. But like the last frame where you said it's all about the line, he's on the perfect line now, so he's dead straight. Can just stun this in. Not that you don't expect it, but what a standard this has been.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. And once again, Clint takes the lead. But by the smallest of margins. What a final we've got here.
Clint just doing his bit for the cameras again. Get that lip gloss on, mate. Whatever works for you. Simon staying pretty calm as well.
He's waiting for his chance.
Yeah. Some of us are struggling to stay awake. I think she's been dragged along, hasn't she? So Clint's break. He's broke the serve, so to speak. A couple of tactical frames we had in the first set, and since then it just seems to have been
Oh, he
lots
was
of
fortunate there.
break. Was very lucky. Very lucky not to
Straight
go
back
off.
in the corner there again, wasn't he?
It was, but almost as bad as come up dry. Simon's in. First chance. Can't really go at a yellow. Not an easy one anyway. Reds are a gimme to start with, but he's got problems with reds.
He's got a tough red next to the black.
Yeah.
There's a red just below the middle pocket, bottom of screen. Not ideally placed.
Right.
Can move this yellow here, which is, or he moved the yellow and the red.
So that's one problem solved. Still got another two. Red near the black and red near that right middle pocket. He's got a chance now to clip the red into the right middle and cannon the black and red, which should come out nice. Again, does he go in it now? Does he take it into the middle pocket and maybe bump the black out from the bottom cushion?
Yeah, take the ball in middle, I would have thought, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that. So is he going for it now?
Is he screwing into it, or is he... Okay, so just a gentle cannon. I don't think that's come out very nice. Has he been left much more than a plant? I don't think so.
Yeah, this is not easy. Looks much easier on your screens than it is in real life.
Yeah, he's missed it.
And that has got to be the first real error we've seen. Well, I can't think of one for a long, long time in this match.
For about an hour.
Yeah.
A perfect pull. Maybe if Simon didn't have the shot clock pressure, or I'll say shot clock pressure, just the fact that he's got less time to think about it, maybe he would have ended up playing the black into the black, but cutting that ball into the right middle, coming off the bottom cushion and bumping it from behind. Definitely more guaranteed to be on a ball that way.
Yeah, struck that really well. And apart from the fact that it's a world final, this is a pretty standard layout.
Yeah, and I feel a bit different for Clint because he's actually coming to the table after not getting first visit, or not, coming to the table after a mistake, which hasn't happened for quite some time. A little bit of a different pressure than clearing off your own break when you're trying to punish a mistake. Just feels that little bit more important.
Played it well. Landed perfect for the yellow in the middle. Black passes in the corner. So 3 basically drop-ins for a 3-1 lead. Very cool, very calm round the table. Big cheer there from the Clint Ianson fans.
Yeah, there's a bit of a pattern emerging here as well. The end of the first set and the start of the second, Clint won 4 frames on the bounce to take a 3-0 lead. Simon then won that set and won the first frame of this set, so he won 5 frames in a row. And now Clint's on a run of 3. Simon needs these 3 to win this set. That's his break, so he's got 2 of the next 3 breaks.
Well, he was 3-0 down in the last set.
He can't do it again, can he? Surely.
He was 3-0 down, all the momentum with his opponent, and he pulled it out of the bag. He just needs the opportunities. He needs to make the most of his own breaks and just hope that when Clint does come to the table for his break, he gets a chance. But first jobs first, his own break.
Yep, make a ball, keep the white on the table. Well, he's kept the white on the table, but he hasn't made a ball. Clusters though, at first glance. Be interested to know if he's trying to spin the white into the side cushion and arc back in through and towards the pack.
It did look that way, didn't it? Certainly that particular break did.
Yeah, if you keep on doing it, you wonder if actually that's exactly what he's trying to do. Maybe we'll find out later.
But it's noticeable that early in the match, he tried a similar break and all the balls moved across to one side. They seem to have done the same thing here. Not to the same degree, but we've got a lot of traffic on the right-hand side of the screen. And this is how we started off.
Yeah, back to a bit of cat and mouse.
I think we'll let them off. The standard has been unbelievable.
Well, it's nice to have a bit of nice to see some sort of tactical play now and again. Perfection can almost be boring sometimes. Now what's he left? Everything's covering everything on the right hand side of the table.
Even if there was a ball on, to be fair, Dan, I mean, you wouldn't take advantage of either colour, would you?
I don't think you would, no. More of a delicate one from Clint. He's only just hit it.
So,
Only just.
there is a ball on here. He's left the yellow into the middle. Of the two colour sets. Well,
Does he go?
there's your answer.
Over to you, Clint.
So again, an option for the oncoming player to take yellows, should he choose. So it looks like Clint is electing to take yellows. Well.
Well. Not the worst of misses, because you kind of... it's not an easy table to go at, but just reminds me of when Simon didn't have an easy table to go at in the fourth frame of the last set when he was 3-0 down and Clint chucked in a semi-careless safety shot. Simon cleared, and that was the last chance Clint had in the set, and he ended up losing it. We can see the same again. Simon looking at playing reds, or playing safe.
Playing safe to the bottom of the table.
That is interesting.
If there was a stronger set, I would say it was yellows potentially, but not by any margin. And after that shot,
Well, that's opened it up an awful lot. He's left a red for Clint now. Reds will go and do go, they're not easy. But I think he could find himself picking them off one by one. The two reds that are together in the middle of the table, they plant in the middle. One of them, the one furthest right, goes into the bottom right corner, which will then mean the other one goes into the middle. It's only just gone. This is a chance for Clint, not easy. He's definitely had a lot easier chances in this match, but this is a chance.
so the red that looks close to the yellow, right of screen, is key, and he just tried to bump that. That's not what he was looking for.
No, the problem was he just caught the yellow first, so it took all the pace out of the cannon. It's going again.
Well, he's got the red out, but he's no position on the next red.
No, he kind of played it as well as he wanted to, but it's not come out great. I think the middle of the three reds might still go into the corner pocket, but where the cue ball's going's anyone's guess. Might well be flicking off the red next to it, and the white could be going dangerously close to the middle pocket. But I think he has got a shot here.
Well, I feel he's got to take it anyway. If he plays it slow enough, it's an in or out. Well,
yeah, didn't have much choice, but it did go. It did go. So then, Simon.
I thought he may have played that slower just to potentially maybe block the pocket or some level of security, but at this level, it's about trying to take your finishes out, isn't it? You need to be aggressive the majority of the time.
Yeah, and clustered as it looks down in the bottom right hand side of the table, I think both the yellows go into the bottom right corner pocket. The yellow above the black goes into the left middle. This isn't as bad as it looks.
This is a fair layout. If he takes the 3 yellows, the bottom end of the table last, as you would imagine he will be doing, just about landing on his 3rd to last yellow is key.
Yeah, he just needs to be as close. He'd love to have the white ball right by that right middle pocket, so it's crucial the angle he leaves himself now. He wants to leave himself dead straight on this one into the right middle next. Straight to the better. That looks pretty good.
That was a nice shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Spun it round.
Yeah, widen the angle, increase the margin of error slightly by the way he played the shot. Clever stuff. Now needs to get as close as he can to that right middle pocket. And he was actually dead straight as well, so you can't get too close because you're going in the pocket. Now, hold yourself together. Well, well, well.
Great observation there, Dan. Hold yourself together. That was one of those shots. He just looked a little bit tentative there.
Yeah, a bit tentative and then maybe just a little bit rushed when he was down on the shot. Almost as if he'd done all the hard work. And it may look as though he's still in control of this, but this isn't the most difficult of skill shots for Clint. Depending on how well he can place the cue ball, to get as close as he possibly can to that red.
Like to be straight as possible as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Not quite straight.
No. Be screwing up the right hand side of the table. Behind the yellow maybe.
Just need to time it well, Les. Yeah, beautiful. Good shot.
It's very, very good. Made that look a lot easier than it is.
And this is to take the set.
I do believe we're going to a short break after this set as well. So it'll be a short break in the play. We'll have a little mid-session catch up from Pickers and Kev Barton, but that is the 3rd set. That is Clint Ianson now leading 2-1. What a final. What a final. Players are going to take a short break. We're going to hand over to Kev Barton and Mark Pickworth for a bit of mid-session analysis. And we'll be back with you in a few minutes.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I hope you're enjoying the entertainment as much as we are. What a fantastic final so far, Mark Pickworth.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I was just watching both. I mean, Simon's just walked past us there. I was just watching the reactions from both these players just to see how they've reacted to that previous set there. You know, Simon missed that last ball down into the corner, rattled it, just hit it on the thick side, and Clint played the skill shot and won that final frame. But, you know, I thought Simon was going to peg him back there in that set, and who knows, it could have gone to another set decider. But this match is really igniting now.
Yeah, it's very interestingly poised. I mean, generally Clint started off very strong, looked like going 2-0 up, 3-1 up in that second set, and Simon then found a gear from somewhere to steal it 4-3.
Yeah, that and when he got back to 3-all, I mean, the in-off from Clint Jansen in that break, I mean, we might even see it in a minute also, but it was such a bad timing of him going in off there, and uncharacteristic, but maybe he went in off because Simon put him under pressure, and that's what we've probably seen, and the mistake came from Clint, and Simon took that chance with both hands and levelled it up at 1 set each.
And generally both players breaking pretty well. I mean, Simon's had the white off the table once, but fairly even on the breaks, would you say?
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, definitely. That's what's been happening. And it could be just down to 1 or 2 breaks going one of each other's way, whichever one it is. And but at the moment, Clint Jansen is in control of this match, and he'll be feeling the better of the 2 players.
Yeah, obviously the players have a 10-minute break, and that's why we're having a little mid-session analysis. And so, what has Simon got to do you think, to get back into this match? He's only down a set. Does he need to change anything, do you think?
I don't think he needs to change anything, because Simon will always play his own way. Sometimes he has a bit of a wild cue ball, etc. But he's known to get himself back into prime position, etc. And I think it's all about sitting and being patient and waiting for a chance, because in these long races, in this set format, you will get chances, and it's just about when that chance will come. And when it does, Simon's got to pull the trigger and take every one possible to put Clint under pressure.
And the support that Clint's got here tonight, I think there's been a busload come down at the M1 from Nottingham, but his corner is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, we've had to get some extra seats in, just so everyone in that, and every time you can just hear the cheering. And I know Simon might be short of a few more than what Clint is, etc. But there is some Welsh contingent here, all in Simon's corner, so don't be fooled by just the noise in Clint's corner. It's very even out there.
What do you think is going to be going through the players' minds now during this break? Clint, he's obviously going to be feeling, the better of the 2, but Simon's pretty pragmatic, isn't he? He's not going to let his head go down.
No, very experienced player Simon is, and he has won world finals in other organisations, at other world sets, whichever one you want to call it. But Clint, he'll be feeling very relaxed. Clint could also start thinking, he could be 3-0 up, because he's had chance to take all 3. Where Simon, he might feel himself a little bit fortunate only to be 2-1 behind, and he's got to say, it's still quite evenly poised. But this next set is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, 3-1 or 2-all. I mean, 2-all, we could be in for a classic. 3-1, obviously, Clint is going to be 1 set away from his maiden world title. Yeah,
I mean, if it does go to 3-1, then Simon's got to take the remaining 3 sets, and to play at a very high level for the next 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whichever one it is. That's going to take a mammoth task, and it's going to be tough for Simon to get back if he does go 3-1 behind.
Okay, well, the players will be back in 6 or 7 minutes. In the meantime, we'll just update you on the IPA Tour that is coming up at the end of March 2023. 5 stops this year, Mark?
Yeah, always have 5 stops, and the one in Newcastle, that hotel in Newcastle in Gosforth, and tremendous hotel, very, very big, a supreme playing arena where we play. Plenty of rooms, the food's fantastic, next to a golf course, which I might add in. We do take our golf clubs, and we took them last time, didn't we, Kevin? And I know sometimes we don't get time because things don't go to plan.
I don't think we got them out, did we?
No, we didn't, but we have had them out before in Newcastle, and hopefully they're going to be coming with me for that event. And this event here in Coventry is absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere and it just has a different atmosphere. Everybody seems to come together, and it's electric in here. It really, really is. And then the final one in the Isle of Man, the festival. That is going to be the supreme one of all of them. And I know there's a lot of people very excited about that, asking me questions, what we're doing, and whatever tournaments we're in. I mean, we've still got a bit more to announce on that, haven't we? But that's going to be a fantastic event in the festival in the Isle of Man.
Yeah, I know there's people already looking to book the flights for that one in November. I don't know if they're available.
Yeah, and I think we probably need to announce them again probably in the next week or two. I know we're very busy with other things, etc., but people are interested, and we need to get something up there, because I think we're going to have a big following to the Isle of Man.
And also 2 events in Scotland this year.
Yeah, 2 events in Scotland. I know one of them hasn't been announced on the social media side. I mean, we've announced it here at Coventry, but yeah, one in mid-June, the Grand Prix X. That's a new event for us. I mean, like, we haven't got enough going off, Kevin. All of a sudden we've got a new event. But going to McGoldrick's in Scotland, near Glasgow, and it's a fantastic venue. And then we had the Masters back in December, and we're repeating the Masters also, hopefully in December as well. Just clarifying them dates, so we still haven't got
Masters. We will be confirming all the dates.
We'll be confirming pretty soon. Normally in December, though, in it late November, December. But yeah, and that's also going to be at McGoldrick's in Glasgow, and that's going to be another fantastic event. I mean, the Scottish contingent up there, they love it, and they can't wait for us to go back.
Yeah, and we'll be doing our Christmas shopping, I think, if time permits, up in Glasgow. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, yeah, anything IPA related, our events are open to anyone. There's no set criteria. You pay your money, you turn up, and you play at great venues in an absolutely fantastic atmosphere. Yeah,
you do, and it's very nice, because we have like a one-room atmosphere where everyone's playing. I mean, the Isle of Man, yes, it's split in 2 rooms, but it still has that great atmosphere, because we have the TV table in with the other 4 or 5 pro tables, and it is brilliant. It is truly brilliant.
So that's all coming up throughout the year, but first of all we've got a final to finish off, and so just looking ahead tomorrow, Mark, from 1 o'clock on the live stream here on Cuesports, 4 finals. Yeah,
we start at 1 o'clock tomorrow. There's no rest for us, is there? I mean, we're not sure what time we're going to finish tonight yet. I mean, we'd like to finish at a reasonable time, but you just never know with these race 4 sets. It really could go the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But either way, everyone's being entertained at home. But yeah, we'll be back up tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We're going to start with the Masters. So we'll find out who will be the Masters World Champion. Then after that, we're going to be the seniors. So who is going to be the seniors World Champion, followed by the doubles and then the mixed doubles. It's going to be very entertaining tomorrow, and there's going to be another 4 World Champions crowned.
And just a word about the doubles. It's a slightly different format to all the other events. Tell us a little bit about that. What potentially might happen?
Well, the doubles is a best of 12 frames. So if it does finish 6-all, we don't normally have like matches finish when it's all level. But if it goes to 6-all, we will have a blackball shootout, and it's happened in a world final before, so don't be surprised if it happens tomorrow. Everything happens here at the IPA, and the blackball shootout, it's a bit like a penalty shootout. So they'll have 5 black ball on the spot, and then they'll have the white ball in hand, and they have to pop the ball into the corner. After the 5, if they're all level, they will then have a sudden death, where the cue ball will be placed on the brown spot, if we can call it a brown spot in pool, and the black ball will be on the black spot, and you have to pop from there. They can't touch the cue ball, they can't touch the black ball. It's all done by the referee, and that sudden death, trust me, is very difficult shot, and that's when you start seeing the tension, because they know they're very close to getting that World Championship trophy.
Yeah, and Dean Shields made a name for himself a few years back.
Nicknamed the Shootout
for his exploits in winning the title a few years back. One of the things, so this World Championships, we hope you've enjoyed the coverage. We've been absolutely thrilled to bring it to you here on 4Sport, and we'll be announcing the dates for next year's event very shortly, because next year's event is going to take on a whole new dimension with the introduction of the new World Team Trophy event, which will be taking place the weekend before the World Championships start. And we will have 16 teams from around the world, including Australia, the USA, South Africa, to name just a few. And that is going to start our World Championship event off. So we're really looking forward to that. And hopefully the guys in those nations will be taking part then in the World Championships that will follow, to give it a really truly international feel, Mark.
Exciting times, especially from having that World Trophy. I know it's going to mean a little bit more work for us, because there's going to be a couple more days, maybe 3 days to try and for them guys to participate in that World Team Trophy finals, etc. But it will bring so much more different dimension to the IPA World Championships, to have all them overseas players here playing against the world's best already. I mean, it's already started. You know, them players are already playing off to play in some of these events, and yeah, exciting times here for the IPA.
Yep, and very, very, very busy times. So the players are now back in the arena. Our referee Brian Mossy is just racking the balls up. So let's witness the conclusion of this fantastic event, and let's get back to the commentary box and down fairway.
Cheers, Kev. Brian Moss, referee. Racking up, as Kev says, for the conclusion of the IPA Professional World Championship Final of 2023. Simon Ward trailing Clint Jansen by 2-1. But the Boomerang loves a comeback. We've already witnessed it in miniature form in this match. The second set, Simon trailed by 3 frames to 1. Pulled it back to win that set by 4 frames to 3. We thought we might see a similar turn of events after Clint's dry break at 3-1 in the previous frame. But, Simon couldn't make the most of his opportunity, and that's Clint breaking off in set number 4. Not the perfect split. Red and yellow hampering each other on the right hand side of the table. Red onto yellow to get Clint started in the frame. So for viewers unfamiliar to blackball rules, for new viewers, that is a legal shot. You can play one colour onto the other, and it is the colour that he pots that he's on. So Clint is now on yellows. Now the biggest problem with the shot he played first up is that he's covered that left centre pocket, which limits his options with the yellow on the right hand side, because that would have been potential pocket for a double. So he's likely going to want to move that now. Does have the angle here. Can stun the cue ball across. There you go. Is it going to come out? Yeah, that's come out pretty well. I think it'll go into the centre, but if not, it will certainly go down to the bottom right. So options available for Clint. If it goes into the centre, that would be a bonus, because he doesn't really want to play the left of those two yellows together from this kind of distance. That needs precision with the cue ball to stay on the right hand yellow. This is a better angle, can just drop this in. Nice little drag. Clint looking very assured at the table. Looks like he's picking up where he left off after the mid-session interval. First blood after that mid-session interval goes to the Englishman, Clint Jansen. Nottingham lad, plenty of support in the audience for him. Quite a few have made the journey to cheer him on. Looks calm. Looks composed. But I bet that belies a somewhat elevated heart rate at the moment. And that will only increase as we get towards the conclusion of this match, I'm sure.
Frame 2. Simon Ward, great. Drilling 1 frame to nil. Time running.
Simon Ward in his violently pink shirt will get us underway in the second frame. He's hit those really nicely. And he's got an opportunity at the table. And what an opportunity it is. Choice of colours. Not too much to do with either. Red's probably favourite. Red in baulk is a little isolated, but close enough to the pocket that it shouldn't cause any problems. Steady around the table, Simon Ward. Never looks rushed. Just carries on at a single pace. Found that gap between the yellows beautifully. Now needs to find his way back out for the last two reds in the centre of the table. Possibly wouldn't have minded a touch more angle here, but should be able to punch out between the two. Screwed it back. This has gone wrong. He's got away with it. He flicks that left hand up in apology towards his opponent. Actually, that's come out a dream. The top red goes past the other into the right centre. And the yellow will stop the cue ball. For perfect position. And even as an added bonus, knock the black even easier. To the fourth set, nothing to separate them just yet. It's 1-1, break dish apiece to get us underway in this second half of the World Championship final.
scores a tied 1 frame all. Clint Irons, break. Time running.
A dry break for Clint Jansen. So, will consider himself a little unlucky there. Certainly didn't hit them badly. For those of you at home thinking it's got a bit quieter in commentary, well, it has. That's because there is only one of me. However, my co-commentator, who I was worried about, I thought had got lost somewhere in the ether that is the Coventry Hilton Doubletree Hotel, has made it to the commentary box. Good evening, Rob Donkin.
Hi, Dan.
Lovely to have you here, mate.
Thank you. Good to be here.
1-1 in the fourth set. I spotted you out in the arena. Oh, wow. How's this go? Well, how's it stayed out?
How has that stayed out? Yeah, atmosphere's a bit electric out there.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Clint's got a lot of support out there.
Yeah, my understanding is sort of almost a minibus full from Nottingham have turned up
Yeah, I'd say so.
to support. Simon's gone wrong immediately here. He needs a good recovery. That is a very, very clever shot. That is an exceptionally clever shot. Just the one big problem to solve.
Well, he's left a nice angle on that, hasn't he? To develop that awkward yellow.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think he even needs to move the yellow? Or is it just
I
a
think
case
he
of
does.
stunning into the red?
Yes, sorry, yeah. Yeah, he's just... Oh, actually, he's taken the other yellow first.
Yeah, I mean,
now
because
gives him an even better angle, I suppose, but...
well, he can almost screw it back just an inch off the red, can't he? The cue ball will hit the red and sort of spring back.
I think he's worried about going into the red and the red staying exactly in front of the yellow. So he's trying to work more the cannon out, trying to flick past the red, because then he can flick the yellow in towards the corner pocket. Oh, he didn't need to.
That's the shot. Yeah, I know what you mean. My worry with that shot, that was the shot I thought he was going to play, but my worry with it was that he was going to push the second red in front of the yellow.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I thought that the white would have ended up too close to the yellow. It is very close.
It is close, but
it's cueable, isn't it?
Yeah. But it has left distance on this next pot. Nothing to do with the cue ball though. It should slide past the black.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a good angle there.
Lovely shot.
Lovely shot.
Simon Ward has kept Clint Jansen in his seat for 2 frames running. A break dish followed by a reverse. And, yeah, ideal start for the Welshman being a set behind.
Yep, looking to get that set back straight away. Doesn't want to fall 2 sets behind.
Were you surprised to see Simon make it this far?
Possibly.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. But I think everyone knows how good he is on his day.
Yeah.
Everyone knows when he plays to the form he can play in, he is always going to be one of the best players in the world. But he just doesn't seem to perform as much as what he used to. Maybe I have heard rumours that he doesn't practice much, but he's certainly turned up for this tournament, hasn't he?
Yeah, that shot there was exquisite. The judgment on the cannon between all those 4 yellows around the centre pocket, absolutely as played. A really excellent finish after a pretty poor first shot.
Yeah. Looked very awkward and then made it look very easy in the end.
Now, can he follow it up here?
When I was watching him in the arena, I felt like he was losing a bit of pace by hitting the top of the ball.
Well, he certainly hit the top of the ball
Hit
there.
that one well, yeah.
But he did hit the top.
He did,
You
he
know,
did.
you saw the spin taking effect, keeping it running up the table.
Usually you can kill a bit of the pace by hitting towards the top, whereas you can accelerate more through when you hit towards the bottom of the white. But he definitely got some acceleration through it there.
Yep. Yeah, worked well for him. Has got issues here.
I think it's just the red up in the top corner by the yellow that made him want to go yellow. So it's probably, other than that, I think he would have been taking reds there.
Yeah, agree.
He's left it awkward first shot though.
Yeah, not unlike the last one, but I feel like it's more difficult to get out of this situation. He does have a cut back to the bottom right. But there's not a huge amount of control with this shot.
No, very tricky queuing over the yellow.
Good pot.
Good pot.
How's it come out?
I think it's just about low enough to still go behind the red.
Yeah, I don't think that could have come out much better, to be honest.
Couldn't have hoped for more, really.
Of course, he's still got to solve the problem of the yellow below the black as well.
I think could he not screw up for the yellow in the corner pocket now, and then stun down for the yellow by the black, and then take the yellow at the bottom of the table, closest to the white now, as his last ball?
You make it sound so easy, Rob.
It's easy talking about it, isn't it, rather than actually playing it.
Yeah, I think you're right though. As long as he's got enough angle here, which it looks like he does.
Yeah, he seems to be.
Yeah, wants to run a little. That's spot on.
Yeah, he's got the perfect angle now to just drift down. Just doesn't want to go too far, because if he goes too far and running back towards the black, it then makes that last yellow very difficult.
You aiming just to clip the side of the yellow here and leave the black where it is?
Oh, he's actually playing the cannon. See, I didn't think he needed to play the cannon there. Thought he could just stun in behind the yellow.
A grimace on the face of the Welshman there. I thought, and I kind of assumed because of the way he played it, that perhaps the yellow in the centre of the table passed the red to the bottom left. But the fact that he's not taking that on tells me it doesn't. So he's got to be careful not to end up in behind the black here.
I think he's just took his medicine and just thought, leave myself a shot of the yellow. It won't be pleased that he's hampered by the red though.
Yeah, a couple more inches off the cushion and he'd be a lot happier. Because pot and position here are
very difficult.
Tricky at best, yeah.
Probably screwing into it with a load of right hand side.
Oh no, he fluked it. A foul, and the supporters of Clint Johansson like that one.
Very vocal.
Yep. Respectful.
Respectful,
but
yeah.
Vocal.
Seemed like a great bunch of lads.
Have you been getting in amongst it? Donks on tour.
I was sat the other side. Clint's biggest fan, Dean Shields, was trying to get amongst them.
I think he managed it actually.
Yeah. That's a good first shot. Managed to get himself on the awkward ball.
Yeah, hard to see anything going too far wrong from here.
He's just got to mind his work here, and he should just be leaving himself half ball angles on most of these and be looking to level up this set.
Yeah, I think it was a tricky finish for Simon to take on. But I think you were right with the breakout shot. It was possibly, did he need to move it?
Yeah. Maybe he didn't need to play that shot. I think you can get caught out too many times in this game when you play shots that you don't really need to. I've been accused of it many times, Dan. I'm really trying to stop myself from doing it this year, and it doesn't seem to be showing in my results, unfortunately. But I feel like it does make a lot of sense. Why play a cannon when you don't actually need to?
Yeah,
He's such a good potter, Simon. He doesn't. He could have just placed the white nicely, and then he still had the long yellow anyway, and the black went behind the red anyway. Unfortunately, he's just handed the frame to Clint there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who say the same. You know, it was a piece of advice given to me when I was sort of starting out, a little bit after. They just said, if you don't need to move it, why would you move it?
Yeah,
you know,
there's too many things that can go wrong in this game. I always think that if there's a way a shot can go wrong, it generally will go wrong in that way. So if the ball is on the cushion there waiting to be potted, just trust yourself you're going to pot it.
You mentioned Dean Shields, there he is on the left of your screen.
So he's got himself as part of the
Puppy dog eyes towards Clint.
huge fan.
Yeah.
Probably ask him for his autograph right now.
Good friends on and off the table, but generally off it.
They are former England teammates, I think.
Including yourself? Were you part of that team?
Including ourselves, yeah. Part of Team Beard.
Team Beard. That's some team.
Yeah.
Did you win anything?
We won the European Championships. Didn't quite win the Worlds, unfortunately.
Tough competition in those categories.
Very tough, yeah.
Clint Ironson to break in the 5th frame of the 4th set. Wants a better result than last time, and he's got it.
Great break. Very well timed.
Probably would have liked that last yellow rolling to stay over the pocket.
Yeah, I think that might actually force him into going reds now.
Yeah, I mean...
He's only got one bad red, really, isn't he?
There's only one bad of each colour, isn't it? And they're stopping each other, so probably may not have made a difference.
Well, we didn't want to cannon that red. It's just robbed him a little bit of perfect position. But then
he can get back.
He can get back, and those two reds are in a lovely position to either get him behind the red that's tucked near the yellow, or just develop it out. So I think I've just spotted that the red actually does go into the bottom corner pocket past the yellow.
Quite possibly. I
It's
wonder if he's left himself the angle now. I think he might be looking to come down into that red.
It.
Because if whatever he hits there, he's bound to have a shot. This is the situation where going into a ball makes sense.
It does. But it's not. I'm not a fan of that shot though, because I feel like with the brand new cloths and the slide of the sheen of the cloth, it tends to like banana the white a little bit, and it's hard to know where it's tracking when you've got topspin on the shot. Whereas this shot is a natural shot to just come around the angles. He's got a big target there. He's got probably about 8 inches to a foot that he can get into those two balls there. There you go.
Not the best. I'm surprised that he screwed into them rather than going around the angles.
I thought he'd stun round, but maybe he thought it was a better option to go straight into it. He's just left it a little bit straight for comfort here, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't, because he's just off angle really, isn't he? Tricky to get on that last red.
Yeah. I was just going to say that he may have to just take his medicine and take it long instead.
Yeah, this is a big moment.
This is a tough pot. May look easy on the camera, but it's not straightforward.
This is about pace. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Ooh, that's there.
That's there, lovely.
A very, very good shot. I thought it was a little wide when it started, but
looked it, but I think as long as it's close enough to the cushion, it should accept it with these new tables.
Clint Ironson staring down the barrel at one point in this set, you felt. A Simon Ward mistake, and then a break dish from himself pulls him ahead. He leads by 3 frames to 2. If anyone could fall 2 sets behind in a world final and still win it, You'd think it was Simon Ward, but he won't want to.
I think either of these players could. I think didn't Clint come through his first 2 games by being 2 sets down?
Absolutely, yeah. This is
They're 2 players that don't seem to. I mean, yes, they get a bit frustrated with their play and that, but they don't seem to get affected by their mindset when they're playing. Very, very good temperaments on them, and probably proves why they're now fighting out in the world final.
Yeah, these two have both come through some very tough matches. Both come back, as you say, from 2 sets down. Notably Simon Ward against Curtis Lee in the quarters. I think Clint was 2-1 down against Gareth Higgins in his first, and then 2-0 down in the match after that. So I think Clint faced sort of match frame, if you like, from his opponent at least twice in this tournament, and survived.
See if Simon can get a big breakout.
Caught them well. How's it come out?
Come out too well, has it?
It has not. No, I think Clint might just be twitching in his seat here. I think he might look at that table and think, yeah, I'm coming back to the table.
Back to the table, yeah. He may, if he can get through to this yellow past the black, I think he's probably going to be going yellow straight away.
It's very tight, isn't it?
Seems very tight.
I don't think he can see enough of that.
No, I feel
if
like
he could, the yellow's actually all there, but it's the opening pot in this for me. If you could get on a colour set, I'd probably fancy him to make it.
I think he is going for it, but that's it. Maybe he thinks he can throw it in with a load of side.
Yeah, where's the cue ball going to end up though? There's the side. Terrific pot. Slide past the yellow.
Lovely
That's a
position.
great shot.
He would have wanted to be on the yellow by the red at the bottom of the table there, though, wouldn't he? It's not the end of the world. I think he can just drop this in and then take the yellow long into the corner pocket rather than what he would prefer to do into the middle.
Yeah. Yep. So the probably the left of these two now will go long.
Then he just needs to find a way up to the 2 yellows up by the board line, and that red sitting there makes it a little bit awkward to get over for the black because it only goes in the top corner pocket. Maybe this is why he's choosing to go up from now, so he's got the ball in the middle of the table, give himself more option to get up for the black.
I think you're absolutely right. Certainly worked it out well. Now he's just got to execute it.
He's just got to make sure he's the right side of that yellow just so he can stun up for the black. Just doesn't want to be straight or to the wrong side, does he?
Somewhere just above the right centre pocket, but off the cushion far enough that he can get to the bottom of the cue ball, I think would be about right.
I think that's just about
sort of like
perfect.
there.
Yeah. Position A.
Maybe a fraction straight? Might just have
Possibly.
to put a bit more into the back arm with this one.
I don't think that's a bad thing, especially when you're under a bit of pressure. I think it's nicer to be able to put a good stroke into it rather than play it too lightly when you can tweak them and there you go.
Look at that.
Perfect.
A ripple of applause from an appreciative crowd for Simon Ward. Cue ball's just gone a touch far, just to the point where I think he needs to dig in just to keep it away from the middle pocket.
Yeah, I said it was perfect, but I think it's gone a little bit further than I thought.
It's just a fraction astray.
Oh
no!
Oh, that's a bad miss. He's really opened the door for Clint now. Just didn't seem happy on the shot, did he?
No, I think he wished he'd had his extension, I suspect.
Yeah.
I think he wanted a few extra seconds there. He did have time though to get back up and reset.
Yeah. Sometimes the clock can be counting down, and you feel like you've got less time than you actually have.
I think the biggest problem with that kind of shot as well, he knew straight away. He's just given Clint so much confidence.
Yeah, and he's just given the perfect opportunity to just take this fourth set.
Yeah, Clint was spring-loaded out of that chair.
He did leap a bit, didn't he? He'll be delighted to get his chance.
Yeah, he would. He thought he was going to have to break and clear for the set, I suspect.
It's amazing how quickly the mindset changes, isn't it? He's now looking to get a bit of distance between them by pulling 2 sets clear.
2 sets clear, you
Just
fear.
start getting a little bit comfortable then, won't he?
Yeah. I mean, I know you're obviously England partners. You've played a lot. Have you played both of these players quite a lot, or?
Yeah, quite a few times. I know actually Simon. I've only played a couple of times. I actually got a good record against Simon, but I think it was a few years ago again when he wasn't playing that much. But Clint, I think I've only beat him once or twice. The last time I played him, I should have beat him, and I was making a really good clearance, and I just snookered myself on the last ball, as I usually do. That's a great clear.
Finishes
He'll
up
be delighted with that.
where Simon Ward leaves off in that frame. It's 4-2 in the set, and therefore 3 sets to 1. So, the reason I was asking whether you played them both, I was going to ask, if you're Clint Jansen in the situation he's in now, 3-1 up in a world final, does Simon Ward's reputation as a comeback specialist enter your mind at all? If let's say not this second,
Yeah.
but if Simon takes the next set, are you suddenly thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah, because I think Clint's he's got such a great temperament about him, and he'll never take anyone lightly. Yes, he'll be delighted to go 2 sets in front, but he knows as well as anyone does who knows Simon Ward. He knows that he can't take his eye off him for 1 second. He'll come back at him quicker, as quick as he's gone in front.
So do you think, in that case, that reputation is more likely to focus Clint rather than worry him?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's, at the end of the day, everyone's here to win the world title, and Clint's definitely not going to be taking the foot off the gas now. If anything, it's going to concentrate him even more. Maybe why he stepped out of the arena, just to give himself a little bit of a comfort break, just to prepare himself.
That little bit of extra composure.
Yeah, a little bit of composure. Doesn't do anyone any harm, does it?
See, there's the South African pairing, right in the background of Wayne Parker and JJ Full there in the doubles together. That is a potential seniors final between them two. That would be an all South African final. I suspect that would be a first for the IPA.
Are they both through to the semi-finals or something?
Yeah, one's got Mark Farnsworth, and I would have to look the other one up. In fact, I will look the other one up. The other's got Gareth Hibbert. So tomorrow's semis in the seniors: Farnsworth v JJ, and Gaz Hibbert versus Wayne Parker. So that's a mouth-watering final, whichever way you swing it, isn't it?
Definitely.
Farnsworth v Hibbert, Full v Parker, or a combination of the both.
We said it before, but the seniors is virtually, if not as strong as the main.
It's not far off, is it? There's not that many players, yeah. Simon Ward looking to atone for that previous error.
With the middle pocket there.
It's not the good start that he wanted to this set.
That's not the start.
A couple of cries of "Come on, Mowgli" from the crowd.
One of the few players who's got a nickname that's nothing to do with the poolside, is it?
No, actually, yeah. There it is again.
Well, he's played an outrageous plant there.
He has, but it almost couldn't have gone more wrong.
No.
It's
actually been quite unfortunate. I think he's just going to be taking the pocket now.
Yep, there you go. As called.
I wasn't sure if that was going to drop then, Dan.
No, he'd have been a little bit livid with himself if it had.
Yeah.
Simon's in trouble. I mean, whatever he does, it's not going to leave an easy table for Clint, but Clint is certainly well ahead in this frame thanks to that cover. Not entirely sure of the intention of that shot, but I don't think it's done too much damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself. I think it's just trying to maybe bring some more reds out into the open. Clint's doing the same, just bringing the yellow out.
That's a nice shot.
Lovely shot.
Tap of the table from his opponent. Because those reds are all there to attack now. Yellows, rather. There's the yellow and red tied up by the left bottom corner pocket, but you can't see that being a problem for Clint to break out. Oh, Simon's got away with one. Don't think he played it that way. Off one red, into the other, pots it in the centre. Still plenty of work to do, but he's at the table, and I think he'll be mighty pleased to be still at the table.
Definitely. Is he feeling like he's going to have to go for this now, Dan, I think?
I feel like he might have to, yeah.
One of them situations that I don't think...
Here's the angle. I think this might be a little bit hit and hopey.
He's going to try and hit the red on the cushion and push it down
onto
pop
the yellow. Yep.
I just hit it at the wrong side, but it's actually...
It's not come out.
It actually looked like it was going to work in his favour then, but not quite.
It might. I don't think he can do anything much from here. He might just have to try and tie up that yellow on the left-hand side and put the cue ball in behind the red.
Yeah, push the red over to the yellow. Just like that.
Yep. That certainly gives Clint something bigger to think about now. Clint looking for safety. And he finds it. And this will be checked for a total snooker. For those viewers new to blackball rules, if it is a total snooker, then Simon does not need to contact a cushion after contact with the object ball. So that's a pretty nice shot. Probably didn't want to push the red safe.
No, it might have weirdly done him a little bit of a favour, but...
It's sort of stopped
Clint,
Clint, but it's also stopped him, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's kind
Neither player gained any benefit from it, really.
Is there a way that Simon could push that red that's
Oh,
next to
just-
the yellow over the pocket?
Oh, no,
Not
he's
looking
playing-
at it.
no, he's playing
Is he
outside.
playing this?
I think he's trying to just make it as awkward as possible in that corner, isn't he?
Yep.
I wasn't sure if he could have played the red up the table and screwed into the yellow and pushed the red over the pocket.
I looked at that, but I think the danger there was if you pot the red.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you could have hit it a bit harder and played the double on the yellow over the pocket.
Yeah.
Very risky.
It's nice to see how aggressive you would be in a world final.
That's why I don't get there. In fact, I don't get past the first round.
Simon Ward sizing up his options. Total snooker once again. Just wants to drop on this red. That's a pretty good shot.
It is. It's kind of blocked the route. Clint's just going to try and take advantage of it and push the yellow over the corner himself.
I mean, Clint's definitely in the driving seat in this frame, but it's not fatal yet for Simon.
It's like a game of chess, isn't it? They're both trying to get the upper hand in that corner.
Yeah. Can Simon play off the red and try and sort of weld the cue ball in between pocket and yellow and force Clint to move that yellow?
Could you repeat that, Dan? I'm not sure.
Sort of try and come off the red on the cushion and put the cue ball in the jaws almost.
Yeah, I see what you mean, actually. That might have been what he's tried to do. He's actually given Clint a chance now to...
He has.
All he has to do is develop that yellow up the cushion.
I think he's got the angle to do it now.
We can just push it over the middle pocket. He might wait though. He might actually play another safety shot here.
Why?
I'm
intrigued.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think he just thinks there's another shot in this. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have just taken the opportunity then. It was there, wasn't it?
It looked it. It certainly looked like it. Perhaps he thought he was too straight to get enough movement on that yellow.
Awkward cueing by the red.
I think Simon's going to have to go aggressive. I don't think he's got a choice. Can he possibly cover that pocket?
I think he's going to just try and screw into the red now, isn't he? And just try and develop it to the side of the yellow. Hopefully leaving himself a potable red. No,
I'm not sure. Does he think that the other red goes past?
Yeah. It doesn't look like it does on the camera, does it?
One of those cushion first. The yellow is far enough away from the pocket that's not necessarily going to double
forward.
kiss. So
see, I think that's going to hit the jaw.
Big shot.
Shot! Played it really well.
What a shot!
Proved me wrong.
If Simon Ward gets out from here, this
is a great
Houdini, isn't it? It's a feat of escapology potentially here from Simon Ward, but still 2 shots remaining.
He's going to have to play this with a load of left-hand side, isn't he? Or is he checking it back across the face of the yellow? No, he's played it with a load of left.
Is he on it? It looks tight.
Doesn't look too disappointed in his face, so I say he's got a free shot of this.
Missed one not dissimilar in the previous frame. No mistake this time around. That's
a great clearance.
World-class clearance.
Maybe
from Simon Ward.
Clint will be ruined not taking that chance now. I think, like we said, Dan, he had the opportunity to take the frame out there, decided to play that extra safety shot. Maybe it's cost him the frame there.
That was an unbelievable finish. Under the pressure as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that Clint Janssen thought he wasn't coming back to the table. But equally, we said, why didn't he go for it?
Yeah. I think for once that's actually a little bit of an error from Clint. Normally he always has such a great tactical mind. I don't expect him to make errors like that. But
here's the shot. That's the one that really made it.
That's a great shot. Even this next one though, where he's played that with so much left-hand side.
Yeah. And just about slid past the yellow. Well, that's the finish of the day, isn't it?
Worthy clap.
I think even the audience members from Nottingham like that one. That was an incredible finish.
As we said earlier, they're definitely respectful. They're clearly big Paul fans. Obviously, they want their man Clint to win, but they'll definitely have huge respect for Simon's play. That's a great break. Yeah,
I think all of Simon's hard work might be about to be undone in not very long at all. You can't see these reds hanging around for long.
No, just it's just got one annoying red that's being a bit shy to the others, isn't it?
Yeah, that
It's just finding his route down to that one and then back up again, isn't it?
yeah, that lonely red down in the bottom half of the table.
Nicely played. I think the red goes to the middle between the two yellows now.
If it doesn't, the red that the cue ball's sort of in line with in the balk area.
Yeah, he could play that and drift in between the two yellows down for the other red, can't he?
Yeah,
But
he's
he's
got a
looking
nice
at this
angle.
one in the middle, isn't he?
Yeah, he might feel he's got just a bit too much angle to control the cue ball properly on that shot. He'll be going there now, but he's missed this, has he? He has!
He has. See, I thought the other red was the one to play and then screw on and off the cushion.
Well, an unexpected chance for Simon Ward. Not only that, the most difficult yellow, that's a big pocket.
It's a big pocket, yeah. It's actually making that shot a hell of a lot easier than what it would be.
And it will probably clear a path for the black.
Yep.
There's...
This is a really good chance now.
Yeah.
You could look at this table and think this looks awkward, but Simon will be expecting to clear these up.
The big pocket we were talking about, would you be saving that ball till last, or would you be worried that you were going to pop the red out into the black if you play it as a big pocket?
Both.
So you would save it till last, but you'd be worried about it.
Yeah, I think I would want to save it till last, but you are correct there, because maybe if he can play it earlier and then play across to the other two yellows, if the red does cover the black, he's got the option of the other balls, and it looks like he's maybe, is he playing it now? Because I wouldn't think it would be a bad way to go to play it now, and then he's got the yellow at the bottom of the table that he can actually just work his way off the bottom cushion straight up for the two yellows. He's got a natural angle to drift into him then. He's just over here a little bit there. He's just gone a little bit further than he wanted to, but it's still on.
He could reroute here. He could go up for the other two yellows first and come back down.
Yeah. I think he's still going to want to go that way though, isn't he? He's going to want to try and come into those two yellows. To play that. It's such a delicate shot. It doesn't look as... it's like you've got to play it at such a slow pace so it doesn't drift too far up the table. Played it really well.
He's just come 4 or 5 inches further than he'd like. He's now got to take the one down the rail first and screw back for the other one to the same pocket, I think.
This might actually work in his favour though.
Yep.
See, now
he's up and down.
One. He's just up and down, yeah. Those two reds are going to look huge coming up and down the table though.
Yep.
He just needs to... this is where you try and just play for an area. Try and find yourself a place about 8 inches circle, somewhere behind the baulk line.
Oh, he's under. This is well under.
He's well under, hit that.
That's nowhere near.
Now he is going to have to pull out one of these shots. He's going to have to kick it off the cushion by the looks of it. That's what we call a kick shot then, isn't it?
It certainly is. Oh,
That's
this is close. But it's not there.
It's a great effort. He's left it very awkward for Clint now.
He has, because there's no... He can't really plant those two reds, can he?
No.
This is a huge shot for Clint. He's missed one in this frame. He's got a chance to redeem himself, but...
I think he may have to play the double plant then. Double the red over and plant the red in the middle pocket.
Big target.
That's a great shot. It's now just awkward if he can just... He needs to find some way of getting down to these two reds so he can find a shot into the middle pocket maybe. See where he's putting his cue there and on the baulk cushion. That's about where he wants to be.
Come round. Got to avoid the black. He's going to hit it. Is it going to go in?
Oh, wow.
That is so lucky.
He's just got that slide off the second cushion, hasn't he? It didn't take around the angles as much as what he thought he was going to.
He's a very frustrated hit. I think he might be touching the black in such a way that he can't
You think he's got
see
a
the
shot?
straight pot. It might be a double. Might have to be a double. Double missed. I think he nearly flung the black into the pocket with his hand there, didn't he? He decided against it.
I think out of frustration you do tend to think it's a bit of a waste of time, because you know Simon's not going to miss that black.
No, exactly.
I suppose it's a little bit of ungentleman behaviour if you knock the black in yourself, but I've done it myself.
Yeah, of course. We all have. We've all
We
been
all
there.
have, yeah.
What drama in that frame?
Big drama in that frame. Like
Clint,
a pendulum swinging.
It really was. It was an astonishing frame of ball. Could not tell you which way that was going to end up. And
Clint's
the funny
angry
thing
with
is,
himself there, isn't he?
we immediately after the break went, well, this is a Clint break dish.
Yeah.
Almost switched off.
Yeah. He's just having a little mutter and moan to himself, isn't he? Just trying to get it out of his system.
I don't know whether is he entitled to bemoan his luck in that frame, because
I think he's.
I
think
he
he's,
was lucky to have a second bite of the cherry and then not to knock the black in. So
that's probably why he's having a word with himself, because he knows he's got an extra chance that maybe he didn't deserve, but and they're the ones that actually hurt you.
Yeah.
Because when you know that you're given two chances when you shouldn't have been, that's when you should take advantage of it, and he'll be disappointed. But hopefully he can put it to the back of his mind and crack on with the next ones.
Simon Ward again getting that cue ball, spinning like a top, back up the table.
He has plumbed that break, hasn't he? But they've all gone into sort of one area, haven't they, really? Not entirely sure if he's got a clear shot to go at.
No, he'd love a yellow. Is there a gap to that yellow closest to the bottom right? There's almost like a line of clear air there, but I don't know if he could get to the potting angle.
I don't think there is. No, I think the yellow right in front of him by the red is the one he's going to have to go for. He may, if he can play it, he may play it off of the yellow by the middle pocket.
I don't know if he can see enough. What is this shot?
Red?
3-ball plant? Oh, he's just
Well,
tied him up.
Safety, yeah.
Like it.
Not a bad shot.
Yeah,
obviously,
like that.
no attacking shot available, so decided to duck the white in behind the yellow. Clint just trying to get as close to the bottom cushion as possible, trying to make it awkward.
Yeah.
He's left the red though, but will Simon be prepared to go for reds? They are the harder ball set, aren't they?
It's those two on the right hand side, isn't it? They're not nice. Equally, does the yellow make a big pocket? You could play it off the yellow, but it's a bit far down the table, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. He's going
to play that shot. Yeah, Simon not being drawn into this.
No, I think it's just it's a bit of tactical cat and mouse, isn't it? Neither of them.
They want yellows.
Well, yeah, neither of them want reds. But
yeah,
has he left a gap through to the yellow in the middle there?
I don't think he can. I think the red's too close, so I don't think he's got the potting angle on it.
From the overhead, it looks like it's on.
It depends which way you look at it, doesn't it? But I think if it was, he'd have gone for it.
Yeah,
now
definitely.
there is a chance. This is a tough pot, but Simon Ward does have the left of those 4 yellows in the centre of the table. I'm sure that passes down to the bottom right, but it's a big shot to take on.
I'm not sure it does, Dan. I might disagree with you there.
Fair enough.
I think it goes in the other pocket though.
Doesn't want to pot this.
No, still trying to make Clint go reds. Although, now Clint might actually weigh it up and think it might be doable now. He can immediately screw into the yellow to pull it away from that red, and then all he's got to do is leave himself a half ball angle on the red by the corner pocket to get into his 2 bad reds.
He's gone for it. Doesn't want that yellow to hang.
Oh wow,
Oh,
how's
the black's
black
gone in.
comes in from there? That's so unfortunate. That must have hit a couple of balls on the way in.
That was... well, let's take another look at this. We might need a couple just to work out exactly what happened. So Clint's gone for the reds. Oh, that's
He's clipped
horrific.
the yellow. It's clipped off the yellow onto the black. You could never foresee that happening.
You could play that shot 100 times and not pot that black.
At worst, you could look at it and say, yeah, it could be pushing the black towards the corner pocket, but not to actually cut the black in. That's horrendous luck.
Well, the last 2 frames have seen the pendulum really swing in the direction of Simon Ward.
Definitely.
And that conversation we had about the comeback specialist and that being in the back of your mind, it might be a little further towards the front of Clint's mind now.
He's just got to try and put it behind him and just try and take his anger out on this break. And
oh my word.
Wow, how has that gone dry?
Oh my word. I watch the reds towards that
There's
corner.
a yellow by the middle as well.
They
A couple
just
of
all
balls
stopped
spreading
each
in
other.
pockets. Yeah.
You look at the table and you think, yeah, reds. And then you look at that red next to the yellow to the right of the breaking line.
Where does it go?
And that is horrible.
See, I think if you can play the yellow to the bottom corner now, yellows are a better ball set here.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
If he can force himself to play that shot now, he actually opens up the whole frame. But he's not looking at it at all.
He's obviously got a plan.
He's played the plant.
He's come down for the 1 red. Oh, is this a 3-ball plant?
That's a very clever shot.
Would open it all up though.
It would.
It looks on. Got to get it right. It's not a made plant. Terrific.
Oh, lovely.
Terrific shot.
How clever is that?
If he spotted that from after the break, that is phenomenal.
Immediately thought he played a bad positional shot there, but he was absolutely spot on.
That is a proper pool player's brain.
Very clever.
Simon Ward working
that
out.
It's just seeing shots like that, isn't it? Sometimes you just, as ourselves, we didn't see that shot, and
how about that one as well for a follow-up?
He's seen it, and now look at him. He's looking to clear these reds and hopefully take the set 4-0.
He was running out of time there, and he's played a terrific shot to get the cue ball to where it is. There's work to be done, but I think the second red here will slide past. There you go.
Lovely.
Yep. Now on the one to the centre. Like the way he played that with the cue ball, so that he wasn't relying on one of those other 2 reds coming out.
He knew that if he gets a full ball cannon onto the yellow, he's definitely going to be on the red in the middle at worst, and even at worst is still perfect position. Left it a little bit hampered here, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem with the red being so close to the corner pocket. He's just got to stun it in and sit the white close to the cushion. Doesn't want to be dead straight because he wants to be able to pull the white away from the cushion to make the black that little bit easier. Won't really want to be cueing this off the cushion to win the set.
No. Here we we go. Screwed up for the middle as well. That's a great shot as well. This has been classy clearance from Simon Ward.
Great clearance.
Simon Ward wins the fifth set, 4 frames to nil.
Stamped his authority back on the match there, Dan, didn't he?
In a big way. 4-0 in the 5th set. And okay, Clint's had a bit of bad run.
Yep.
We can't take that away. But that was a wonderful performance with some absolutely brilliant shot making from Simon Ward. And look at that one. That was the highlight for me.
Definitely. Opened the whole frame up, that shot. Turned the frame from looking hard to clear to he should be clearing these.
Yep. Well, we are going into a 6th set. We quite often we got to 6 sets last year. We quite often get to 6 or 7, don't we? It's always close to the world final.
As it should be.
Absolutely. It's, the best ones are always those with deciding frames, and it'll be a late night, but we definitely want to see one. Clint doesn't.
No.
Clint's ahead.
All the Clint fans will want him to win 4-2, but I think the neutrals will be looking for the 3-alls.
Yep,
3-all sets, 3-all in the final set.
It's what it would be the dream. Yeah. But it's still on. And regardless of what happens, we've had a brilliant evening's pool. We've had a brilliant week's pool. And it isn't over yet. We do have 4 more World Championship finals tomorrow. But you have to say this is the main event.
Definitely. This is the one we're all here for. £15,000 first prize. And that lovely trophy.
I think the vast majority of players would prefer the trophy if you had to give them a choice, wouldn't
yeah,
they?
definitely.
Yeah.
Unless you're skint.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, the vast majority of pool players. So
we do tend to be.
We go 50-50.
But no, it's all. I always say it to a lot of people who follow us when we play these tournaments. It's that a lot of the time the money's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's lovely to win money, and if it can pay for your luxuries, brilliant. But we all want to win the trophies.
Yeah, I think if you can self-fund yourself through the tour and have, like you say, a couple of luxuries on the side, then as a player, I'm sure you're happy with that.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, if the opportunity came to earn a living out of the game, you'd definitely take it. But
yeah,
and you never know.
You'll be there one day.
Yep. Simon.
I think as a young kid, it's always an ambition to get as many dust collectors as possible.
Sorry?
Dust collectors, trophies.
That's a new one on
not
me.
The easiest thing to dust, Dan.
No, I do have a few, just not.
I wasn't sure.
Not at your level. Not at your level.
I wouldn't know what it's like to win trophies these days. Hasn't
Oh.
happened for a long time.
You do have an IPA tour to your name, though.
Yeah, people keep reminding me, but it seems like forever ago.
Well, it was, wasn't it? But
it was 5 years, I think.
I think my first season on the tour, 2017.
2017, yeah. Clint will be determined to put in a good break here, try and get himself off to a good start.
That cue ball was travelling
that
dangerously close.
Very close to. I think he'll be happy with that.
That yellow and red over on the left-hand side. You think yellows, but that's really isolated.
I think it's
and
gonna go
reds
reds
are. It's quite isolated from reds as well.
It is, but he's got a couple of reds in the middle of the table there, and one on the other side down towards the corner pocket that he can actually get into the bad red, especially with the red over the middle pocket the other side. It actually means that he doesn't have to worry about where the white's going because he should automatically have a shot.
Here we go, going
Gone
after
straight
it now.
into it. There you go.
Yep. Has left the red over the top right corner.
He'll be wanting to leave the red over the corner
For the black.
as his last ball, so he's nice and close to track down for the black. But I think he'll be playing down for the red at the bottom of the table now. Oh no, he'll be playing for the red in the middle. I didn't realise he had a little bit of an angle on there.
Deceptive camera angles.
Very. Especially with my eyes then.
There's no wonder you don't win anything anymore.
No.
Yeah, this is an ideal response from Clint Johansson. It's just what he needed after that disastrous 5th set.
It's a good little lesson for beginners at home, Dan, isn't it? How easy is it to look at that table and think, why isn't he taking the red over the pocket? But this is exactly why, because he's playing the second from last red furthest away. He now knows, look how close he's tracking to that red.
Yep.
He's got a lovely, easy positional shot to get to that black.
Yep, there'll be plenty of our audience saying, "Shut up, we know how to do this."
Definitely.
But you are absolutely right, and there'll be a lot of people watching as well who've never heard this advice. And yeah, work your clearance back from the black.
Back from the black, yeah.
And that's exactly what Clint Johansson does. And that's one of many reasons he's ahead in a World Championship final. He
He'll be delighted to get the first frame of that set.
Yeah, leads in the 6th set by 1-0. Stops the rot. That was 4 consecutive frames, of course. That went against
He'll
him.
be thinking 3 more of them on WC.
Yeah, that must be a. But this is where the pressure starts to ramp up, isn't it?
Definitely,
Because
yeah, because he's. I mean, as we all do, everyone dreams of being world champion at whatever sport they play, and Clint has pretty much won everything in the game apart from this tournament, so he'll be wanting it more than anyone, as much as anyone.
the closer you get to that finish line,
The harder it gets.
yeah. But I mean, both of these two, of course, have a bit of unfinished business with this tournament in particular. Back in 2013, Clint was the very first runner-up in the IPA World
Yes.
Championships.
Simon was runner-up as well. To
2018.
Ben Davis. 2018, is it? Is
Yep.
it just one runner-up each? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So no one would want that title as 2-time runner-up, would they?
Not many have made 2 finals. Hibbert,
No, they've done really well to make
Hibbert
2
Marsh, and now these two.
finals. Right.
Great break. Great break.
Awesome break.
Can he play red onto yellow first shot and pop that yellow in the centre?
I think he can, Dan. See,
Because he can't really go reds because of
No.
that. The only problem there is the black's all on its own. If he does do that,
yeah.
and there are
gonna
other
be-
options around the table to go reds, but
Yeah, I'm with you there, though. I think the plant is the shot, and then he just has to trust himself that he can get the right angle to track down for the black.
yeah. But the yellow down towards the camera, down towards the bottom right, that's a nice ball to be
He's-
aiming
so
for
he's
that gap.
deciding to go reds, though. He's clearly confident he's going to get a cannon somehow into that red. Is he playing it now?
Is he playing the red off the yellow? That seems risky. I don't know if I like that shot.
Or is he just playing the red over the corner? So he may be trying to get.
Oh, he's screwing
He's
into
screwing
it.
into it now.
Terrific.
That's a great shot.
Terrific shot.
That's a great shot. In playing that shot as well, he knows that he has to get very unlucky for the red to go on the cushion, but he's also pulling the yellow away from the middle pocket.
Yeah.
Clever shot.
Yeah, it's perfect Simon Ward, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
exactly what we've seen in that previous set. He's worked out the shot straight away and then just worked out how to get there. As with that 3-ball plant.
I love watching the white when Simon plays as well. He plays a lot with side, doesn't he? And that shot's a prime example. You see the white spinning so long after the shot.
Yeah.
It's very good to watch.
Yeah, it's what makes the TV white ball that
Yeah.
we the Aramith Pro Cup.
Makes it a bit better to watch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice to actually visually see what these players are playing on the shot as well, because a lot of the time you can see a plain cue ball and not actually understand how hard the shot is they've just played.
It's one of those things. Going back to what you were saying, about the amateur level and the local level. I've played in so many pub pool leagues of that. I don't like what Simon Ward done there. What has he done there?
What an error. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it could have turned on the table, but I think he even looked shocked himself. I think he's just misjudged it, hasn't he?
Yeah. But what's he left Clint Jansen? It doesn't look like very much. There's a plant on. It's horribly tough.
He could cut the yellow in the opposite corner pocket. He's getting very close to that red though, so he's going to have to make it, because it could be that he'll be knocking the red in on the same shot. But he should just thank himself that he's back at the table.
Yep.
That's
Red's
a great
in,
shot.
and so is the yellow. And those yellows going together isn't fatal. That's just about all right.
So he's now going to have...
Oh, Simon's going to be livid.
Definitely. Clint Jansen's now going to have the problem of trying to get back up for the black.
Yeah, none of these are in a particularly nice position to be going that way, are they?
No, especially the way he's having to play it here. It looks like he's probably going to have to leave it into the middle. Maybe try and leave it at more of an acute angle so he doesn't have to play it with any pace. But the red in the middle of the table is actually making that shot a lot harder than what it was when Simon was at the table. I think that's why Clint's played it off two cushions there, because he's tried to leave it shallow, if you will, but
Yeah,
he's a little bit too shallow, isn't he?
This is thin, and it's thin, and I think the cue ball's travelling into the red, isn't it? Unless he takes it long, can he just screw away from it?
It looks like he's cutting it. Yeah,
Screwed away from it. This is going to be okay.
These are awkward little shots though, Dan, aren't they? Into a blind pocket, cutting it back.
Yeah.
He'll probably be digging into it to make sure there's no in off that comes into the equation.
Yeah, you've seen these missed under any kind of pressure, let alone this one.
I know he's rolling it.
Oh, confident, very confident.
Lovely strike for the cue ball.
Punched it in, and Clint Jansen leads by 2 frames to 0 in the 6th set. This was not part of the script for Simon Ward when he broke off in that frame.
Definitely not. Looked like a great break and looked like a good opportunity to...
He'd done all the work.
Break and clear, yeah.
He'd done all the work.
He'll be very upset with himself. Doesn't show it, Simon, does he? But inside, I'd probably be seething.
Yeah, that's his emotional face there. Although in fairness, I think that's Clint's as well.
Yeah.
They're both quite poker-faced.
Very poker-faced. Definitely wouldn't play poker with either of them.
This has been a real test of character for both players. But Simon Ward has got a big hole to extricate himself from now. He's staring down the barrel at 2-0 down. Clint breaking next as well. So Clint could be 1 frame away from the world title by the next time that Simon Ward approaches that blue cloth there.
That's a lovely break from Clint there. He'll be happy with that split. It's not going to be easy, but he'll be happy he's still at the table and got a chance.
Yeah, it's not absolutely straightforward just yet, is it? There's
I think if you can just play the first red and drift into the other red, I think I'd be going reds here. Sorry, drift into the yellow.
Yeah, that just drifting into the yellow just above the balk line there.
Yep. Just means that
He's got to be a little careful not to leave himself queuing over both those yellows after this shot.
As long as he's not, he should have a nice easy shot so he can screw back. Oh, he's played the gap. Didn't want to risk what you said there, Dan.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't quite have the angle to go into it, but it's the outcome he'd been looking for.
Now those two reds below the black, do they both go? Or does he have to take them in an order? Tight, isn't it?
Very.
Well, if one of them goes, then it's the one he's on now anyway. So.
Yeah. He'll just be sort of contemplating his order of taking these out now.
He's nicely on that middle one now, which is one of the trickier balls to get onto.
Maybe thought he wanted to get rid of the red in the top of the table first. He's underhit that by quite a way.
Yeah. Is it now worth screwing into the yellows to hold the cue ball? Or is that risky?
No, I think that's the shot he's going to play.
Doesn't want to slide off it.
Oh, he was able to get into it. He's played that lovely.
I think, but if he clipped that yellow playing it like that, he might have ended up on nothing.
Yeah, possibly.
There's that yellow in the centre of the table, and I think he'd have been close to being behind that.
Yeah, he clearly felt that he had enough room to get past it though, and he's ended up in a very good position. Just needs to control this white coming back. That's ideal, absolutely ideal.
Yeah, it's difficult to see a way back to the frame for Simon Ward now.
Just uses the black as a holder for the white. That's a great way of playing the game for amateurs and novices then. When you're trying to figure out where you're putting the white, use the other balls as a holder, because then you know exactly where that white is going to be. Lovely clearance.
3-0.
I think there was a little bit of a fist pump there, was there?
Well,
he enjoyed that one.
And who can blame him? That is the frame that takes him one frame from winning the World Championship title for Clint Johansson. 10 years after his first final. 10 years after the very first IPA World Championship final. Clint's back, and this time he means business.
It's like a nice anniversary amount, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, the 2013. I think I'm right in saying 2013. Oh, could be 14 actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, so 9 years.
So it's not a 10-year
No,
anniversary.
it's not. No, it's not. It's been a long week, all right?
Fair enough, Dan. I'll let you off that one.
Thank you. Nevertheless, the first finalist never made it back since, and now...
No. It's quite a big distance in between two finals, isn't it?
It is. Simon Ward can still stop him, but he's going to need a bit more luck.
He needs to play perfect pool now, doesn't he?
He does.
It's a good start.
It's a very good start. Where's that yellow going to end up? Is that possible? If it is, then I think he's got to go yellows because of the red next to the black. So that last yellow rolling there, I reckon that goes.
You reckon it goes behind the? Yeah, you could be right. That's his only chance. None of the other yellows have got a pocket where the white is.
I think he's on this. Little bit under. Little bit out of position.
Wanted to be a little bit straighter, didn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he's running
Not
well
as
away from that
straightforward.
yellow on the cushion now, isn't he? There's going to be some mileage for this cue ball in this frame, but that is a
Nicely
terrific
controlled
shot.
Very nicely controlled. I think he's still going to want to try and come down for the yellow over the corner pocket here, and then keep the yellow in the middle as his last ball. played that perfectly.
Could go either way now, to be honest.
Could do, yeah.
It's straight on the one. I think he's played that in such a way that he's got
give himself the option. Yeah, he's a little bit straight on the one down the rail, isn't he? He may want to take the one in the middle.
Yeah, I think I personally would. That is the way he's going. Yeah, just holds the cue ball nicely.
Decided to just not take the risk and try and play it a bit safer, but
you've got to back yourself to make this shot.
Definitely.
And this is a much nicer angle to just come back down the table for the black.
Just he's got such a large margin of error here, isn't he? All he had to be was somewhere on the right hand side of the table, not too far to the right, and he's got a clear shot of the black. He's got the red right next to the black that holds the white, doesn't have to worry about the flying white. And a great way to start edging into the deficit.
Well, it's the only way Simon Ward can win now is, as you said, perfect pull, and that is the perfect start.
Perfect start.
But it's still 3-1. Clint Jansen has the next break.
He'll just be hoping that Clint
Clint from here has 2 breaks to win the title.
Yep.
Still.
He'll be telling himself he's got a couple of chances himself. He'll just be praying to the pool gods to get a ball and give himself a chance.
Someone made a good point to me earlier though. When you're 3-0 down in a set, you are absolutely free rolling.
Of course you are, yeah.
Although it is easier when it's not the set that will lose you the game, I suppose. So.
Is that a certain Mr. Dan Davies?
It was, yeah. We were having this conversation during the first semi-final, actually. Simon's.
Yeah, I agree. You are free rolling, but also you know in the back of your head that one mistake and you're out.
And with the world title on the line, Simon Ward can afford no more mistakes, and even that may not be enough. Can Clint Jansen finish the job right now?
If you're delighted you see a ball going.
There's a ball in.
There's a ball in. This is the chance, Dan.
It's an open looking table.
I think maybe one awkward yellow. I think I'd be going reds here, Dan.
Yeah, it's just the yellow over that pocket that could cause him a problem, depending on how this comes out.
That's why he's tried to develop it straight away, isn't he? Just gone a bit. He's still got a shot on.
Got to trust his cue arm with this one.
Got to trust his cue arm, yeah. It's not a shot you want to be playing in the world final, but
I mean that could have come out worse because that red could have gone awful. It hasn't. But this is a serious test of cueing.
He knows it as well, doesn't he? He's just calming himself down.
Yeah.
Steadying himself for the big shot.
Oh, that's a long way off. That is pure pressure. But, and there is a but, I don't think he's left Simon much.
Very wary of leaving Simon on his bad yellow there. If he missed that, so he's probably just played it a little bit harder than he wanted to.
He's almost played it as a shot to nothing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Now, how's Simon feeling out there? He said he might feel like he's free rolling. I mean, does that yellow on the side cushion double?
I don't think it does. I think the other yellow by the black is in the way of it.
What else can he see though? Is he just pushing a red down towards that corner pocket then?
He could
with
be.
The yellow over it?
Yeah, push the red down by the yellow over the corner pocket. Then makes it very awkward for Clint to clear them.
Delicate shot.
Which is what he's played. Very good shot.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it, Dan, but it still gives Clint an opportunity to clear because with the red by the balk line, he didn't really have any other option.
Clint left him very little.
Because with the red by the balk line there, he's still got an opportunity to play the skill shot onto the yellow maybe, or even just kick the red away from the pocket.
I think the one good thing is that the yellow isn't right for Simon Ward this is, that the yellow isn't right over the hole.
Yeah.
So if Clint does play that, there is every chance that if you catch that yellow half ball, it sticks over the pocket.
Yes, yeah. I think that cue ball come off a lot squarer than what Clint thought it was going to do there. I think he was trying to play up for that red. He's taking this one.
That looks a bit wide. And it is.
It is.
A word of encouragement there from a supporter. It's okay, Clint. I don't think he will be feeling it's okay at the moment.
No. He'll be very anxious, won't he?
Yep. Because we've seen Simon Moore pull off some finishes. Simon's got to go. Nice nudge here. Oh, it's not bad.
It's not bad. Could he
Could he play the skill
shot now?
Could he play it?
This is not a shot I'd want to play right now. But
I mean, if you're right behind it, you almost can't miss that.
have to
The red's
trust
right
yourself,
in there,
don't you?
but
Yeah.
oh, the tension. No,
He's not played it.
not trusting that.
Not played it.
Doesn't want to pot it.
It's a clever shot.
Very good. Oh, Simon's gone after the skill shot and he hasn't got it.
I was just going to say, is he attacking this one?
He
Dan, I
saw-
think he was.
He saw his name in lights with that shot,
He did.
and if he got that, you'd have expected him to finish the frame.
Could he pot the yellow straight up the cushion and screw back?
If he
That's a
does
tough
that,
one,
then
isn't it?
he's not, surely. No. That would be bordering on insane, I think.
Come on, Clint. Come on, mate.
This is turning into a bit of an awkward table now, isn't it?
Just the tension
It's-
is
Although,
absolutely...
if he can just clip this red in and stay that side of the red,
Oh,
which is what
this
he's
is...
tried to do. Oh, it's
come
actually
out.
worked out well.
It's come out.
Come on, son.
He can clip that red in.
Yep.
I thought for a second there it was going to get jammed up against the yellow.
And Simon Ward did not cover that pocket up to the top left. So this now is the chance for Clint Jansen. He's covered the pocket for the black now.
He's just got to play one good shot. Just swing. He'll be playing this with it bottom right hand side, just to swing the white round off the top cushion, side cushion, and try and come into the line of the black for the bottom corner pocket. He's just got to trust his cueing.
Here we go.
Yes, Clint. Come on.
He'll be praying for that white to stop. He loves that.
His fans think they know. Clint
What a feeling.
thinks he knows. It is
Brilliant.
2023 IPA Professional World Champion. Clint Jansen takes the title from Simon Ward. At the second time of asking in a world final, Clint is the world champion. A wonderful moment, a hug from his son, a chant from the crowd, and a word from Rob Donkin.
Awesome. Look how much it means to him. Look how much it means to him. He's wanted this for a long time, Dan. You know he has. I think a year or two ago, a lot of people thought that maybe he was slipping down. Maybe he didn't have the world title in his back. He wasn't capable, but he definitely has shown his.
Well, he's got it now. Clint Jansen, your world champion. Now let's go down to Kevin Barton in the arena for the trophy presentation.
Thanks, Dan, and welcome down to the arena for the presentation of the 2023 World Championships. And what a final we've just witnessed between two fantastic gladiators of this sport. Let's show our appreciation for what these guys have put on for us tonight. First of all, let's introduce our gallant runner-up, Simon Ward. Simon, tell by the response there from the crowd what performance you put up there.
Yeah, want to congratulate Clint. He played superb. I thought he broke really, really well. I mean, he didn't really miss anything easy at all. Put me under pressure from the start. I thought he played brilliant. Really, he did really, really well. Well done.
Oh, great words there, Simon. Great runner-up. Obviously, it's the worst conversation to have. You know, runner-up in a world final, second loss in the final. Yeah. What can you take the positives from it?
Yeah, I a bit disappointed through the balls I missed. I mean, it's a strange one really because I felt quite nervous this morning in the semi-finals, but I played really, really solid. Whereas tonight I felt really relaxed, and going into the first few frames, I thought I'm going to play really well tonight. But then I just missed the odd one or two, maybe concentration, or just obviously Clint wasn't missing anything. He said he was breaking really well, and every time he sort of came to the table, he was clearing him up. So it was sort of, I had to sort of push the board out then to catch up with him, you know. Yeah,
certainly the second set when you came back from 3-1 down to win that set. Did you sort of feel well you could really lift off from that point?
Yeah, I mean I think I won the first frame and then I didn't have a shot for like 7 frames. So by that time I'd lost the first set and then was 3-0 down in the second. So I still felt in the match at 1-1, but then I think, I say, Clint just pulled away in the third set. And then I don't think I played a particularly good set off the interval, but he got no complaints. He played brilliant, really, really good.
Simon Ward, congratulations on playing your part in a great final. Well done. Congratulations. Well, it's been 9 years since his final in 2014. He's gone one step further. Our world champion, Clint Jansen. Clint, you've brought a few fans with you tonight.
Yeah, a few. 1 or 2.
Tell us your thoughts on the match.
I don't really know. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. But
That's very much unlike you.
It was. I thought it was a great match, to be honest. There was 2 or 3 balls missed, silly shots that was missed, but other than that, I thought Simon played really well as well.
It obviously takes two great players to make a great final, and obviously Simon played his part in that and pushed you all the way, and you could never relax at any point in the match.
Yeah, especially when I won the first set, then I was 3-0 up in the second set, and I think I had a couple of in-offs on the break, and that was the only shots I had. And I thought, I was thinking 3-0 up in the second, get this one, and then you're kind of halfway there. But he managed to nick that one.
Well, 2014 is very much in the history books, and what does it feel like to be the new world champion?
I don't know. I can't tell you. It hasn't sunk in yet, so I don't know. It hasn't sunk in yet.
And just a word about your support that's come down tonight to watch.
Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. I really appreciate it.
And I'm sure he said the beers are on you tonight.
I don't know about that.
Well, Clint, it gives me great pleasure to present you with the trophy and announce you as the 2023 IPA World Champion. Congratulations. There probably isn't a more popular winner than Clint Jansen, Mark, and what a culmination. Great climax to a fantastic event.
Yeah, fantastic, and I'm really pleased that everyone's come along and watched it, or witnessed